This is a special presentation from UFC Fight Pass. Step into our world at UFCFightPass.com. Extra rounds.
Well, it is extra rounds here on UFC Fight Pass. Hey, everybody, I'm TJ DeSantis. Thanks for joining us, killing time on a Wednesday afternoon. What better way to do so than watch some fights with me? And if you don't know, let me tell you what you need to look for coming up. This Friday night on UFC Fight Pass, you know that UFC Fight Pass is the home for any combat sports fan, and boxing has been a huge focal point on UFC Fight Pass. And coming up this Friday night, the King returns. Callum Walsh, undefeated as a pro, 11-0. He makes his homecoming, doing it big in Dublin as he takes on the number one ranked Polish fighter in Przemysław Ranowski. It's a very tough name to say, but we're here to break down some of the biggest moments on UFC Fight Pass that Callum Walsh has shined inside of the squared circle. If you don't know, he captured the eye and attention of Dana White, who's been a long-time huge boxing fan, and Dana's sponsored with Howlerhead, and Callum Walsh just proves to be must-see TV time and time again. So let's go back to the first time we saw the King on UFC Fight Pass. It actually happened on St. Patrick's Day, which was fitting. The undefeated fighting pride of Cork, Ireland. He made his debut on Fight Pass on March 17th, 2022. And let's go back to it. The first time the King stepped into the ring on Fight Pass in his second pro fight. It's a career marathon of King Callum Walsh right here on UFC Fight Pass.
Guys are both young. Walsh is 3 inches taller. He's got a slight reach advantage.
Callum Walsh, 1-0.
You also may have noticed the weight difference. Yeah. Walsh came in at the junior middleweight limit, whereas Ibarra almost made welterweight. Came in at 148.
And Walsh comes out quickly, working, letting his hands go. And Ibarra right away realizing, uh-oh. And all sounded confident, but something's different about this Walsh kid. Training at Freddie Roach's wildcard gym. Oh, big left drops him here. Callum Walsh looking at the crowd like, what? Ibarra is stung. His legs are wobbly. And it's over.
Oh, that's it.
A one-hitter quitter, dog, because he hit him with that left, dropped him. Cork, Ireland, your boy is coming home 2-0, and Ibarra is still stung.
Yes, he is. No, it was a good stoppage. It was. I'm glad that Eddie Hernandez did not allow Walsh to follow up on that one-hitter quitter. I was just going to mention Walsh probably broke his own record. He may have halted this fight for 4:30 seconds. He may have beat the 19-second record set tonight by Eric Priest. And look at Team Walsh.
Team Walsh is fired up. I mean, it's St. Patrick's Day. You want to go find that green beer. And Callum Walsh said, let's go. He got lathered up in the back with Freddie Roach. Let's look at the replays. He came out throwing bombs immediately.
He's fast. Yeah, it was a straight left. And you see he had such ring command, such presence. He's got this glow about him. He's a fast southpaw with accurate power.
I mean, we're going to just show the replay over and over and over.
You can just show the whole fight again.
Let's look at the clock. We'll get you the clock and the official particulars of
I wonder if it was faster than his pro debut.
All right, one more time.
He's just kind of touching him with the southpaw jab. Boom!
And there it is.
That left, straight left, right on the jaw. Just kind of touched him with the southpaw right jab. Just touching him and just setting up that straight left, which landed right to the jaw. Whew. Immediately took the legs of Ibarra.
And Callum Walsh, love the trunks. Never got into his background. The trunks, and Marvin Somodio. Marvin didn't even take off his beard.
Nah.
Joe Martinez, are you ready? Let's go, Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially. 33 seconds, round number
33, Joe.
Eddie Hernandez calls a halt to the fight. Your winner by KO, King Callum Walsh.
Well, now you're starting to see why the King is must-see TV. Just 33 seconds in his UFC Fight Pass debut. And if you're just joining us, hey, everybody, I'm TJ DeSantis getting you ready for the homecoming of King Callum Walsh. He's back in Ireland, Dublin to be exact, as he's main eventing another card here on UFC Fight Pass. Get you the details right here. He takes on Ranowski, top ranked opponent out of Poland. It's going to be must-see TV. Again, I say it all the time. UFC Fight Pass, biggest no-brainer in all of combat sports. Here's a QR code right there for you. If you are a hardcore combat sports fan, what do you need? You need UFC Fight Pass. Sign up right now and you get access to every single one of Callum Walsh's fights that we have, and you'll be hooked up to watch the fight live this Friday. All right. It was short work in his first UFC Fight Pass appearance. Now the King is back. Just 2 months later, he takes on Luis Garcia. It's King Callum Walsh, a career marathon here on UFC Fight Pass.
The age is obviously the most drastic difference there. Of course, with Walsh having a long amateur background, just segueing right in to a pro career. Again, Luis Garcia, a bit of a question mark. At this age, you don't know if they're 3-0 because of competition or because they're the next big thing, and we just don't know it yet. Walsh in red, the southpaw. Garcia with the Mexican flag trim. Oh, good 1-2 there by Walsh. He's definitely not trying to get more rounds in, guys.
He doesn't seem like he's in a total rush. He just got really fast hands.
Very polished, too.
Good right hand on the top of the head affected the equilibrium of Garcia. Right away, Garcia turned southpaw for a minute there, already a bit confused.
Fighter with 2 fights, he looks extremely polished and very confident, very poised.
He's already about 20 seconds away from going the longest he's ever gone in a professional fight. Good combination there. Right away, Garcia not showing a ton offensively, except he's tried a couple of right hands. There's another one. But you got to think every southpaw is looking for that opening. Good right hook, left hand.
There it is.
That was a tremendous combination. Both landed flush. Garcia trying to shake some life back into his limbs, but doing the right things to show the referee he's okay.
Excellent timing. Excellent accuracy from Callum Walsh.
Well, he may not go a full 2 minutes yet again. Walsh with a follow-up barrage. Garcia having no answer, goes down again, and that is it. And I think it's, if for no other reason than just to get him into the second round, you got to step up the competition now, fellas.
Yes, you do. And Tom Loeffler might have to come out the pocket to bring some far more experienced fighters.
At least somebody
with this young man.
You know, it doesn't have to even be a fighter with a winning record yet, but somebody 15 and 25 who's only been stopped once or twice.
How about like middleweights?
Yeah, exactly.
Middleweights,
Super
former middleweight contenders, or even super middleweight contenders.
Or hey, we're on UFC Fight Pass. Some of those kickboxers and UFC guys are oftentimes they box just to stay busy because they've got iron chins, used to getting kicked. With Freddie Roach and Marvin Simodio in the corner there.
Very poised fighter.
And for those of you that can't see, there is Dana White, probably posting publicly what we've seen here. Tom Loeffler, promoter, of course, actor Mario Lopez there as well. Walsh is, of course, making all the right fans and connections. Good left hand there, already balanced. I believe this is the end of the fight when he'd already been down one time.
Yeah, this is after the knockdown.
Strictly attrition here. Nothing major landed there. I think he was already done.
And he didn't crowd himself either. He kept his distance, threw his punches from the right range. Let's go.
And if you want to see Callum Walsh sweating, you might have to actually follow him when he does road work, because we're not really seeing it in his fights. Yeah. Only going about a minute and a half in his first, 30 seconds in his second, and now almost to 2 minutes, although we will get the official time from Sonny Franco here. And we'll throw it up to him for just that information.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 1 minute 48 seconds of round number 1. Referee Eddie Hernandez Sr. puts a stop to this contest, declaring your winner by way of a knockout and still undefeated from Long Beach, California, King Callum.
Well, the King does it again. Callum Walsh victorious in 2 straight fights on UFC Fight Pass. Hey, everybody, I'm TJ DeSantis. Thanks for joining us here on this career marathon of King Callum Walsh. He's back in action Friday night here on UFC Fight Pass. And if you don't know, Callum Walsh has been kind of MMA's favorite boxer, if you will. Of course, Dana White has gotten, all in on the Callum Walsh business, has been very impressed, and for good reason. He's shined time and time again here on UFC Fight Pass. But he was an MMA fan before he was even a boxing fan. Callum Walsh, you're probably thinking, why didn't he just get into mixed martial arts? Well, in Cork, Ireland, they don't have a gym. So they had a boxing gym, and finally he made his way over to a wild card here in Southern California, training with the great Freddie Roach, and it's been all up from there. And, I'm a guy, I'm admittedly very much a mixed martial arts guy first and foremost, but Callum got my attention, and I eventually made my way over to the Hollywood Fight Night stage where he's been shining thus far, and called one of his earlier fights, and we're going to look at that one, as Callum Walsh decided to take his talents to the East Coast in his debut in Boston. It was March of 2023, St. Patrick's Day Eve, to be exact, at Gannis Arena on the campus of Boston University. A late change in opponent put a very savvy and experienced Wesley Tucker in front of Callum Walsh. And what was interesting about this matchup is Callum, a southpaw, he took on Wesley Tucker on short notice, who is also a southpaw. First time in his pro career that Callum faces another left-handed fighter. Let's see how it shakes out. You're watching the career marathon of King Callum Walsh right here on UFC Fight Pass.
Fisher, walk us through the tail.
Well, the younger man has all the advantages. The younger man at 22, the taller man at 6 foot tall, and he has the longer reach with 72-inch wingspan.
The stage is set for our main event. For our fighter arrival, here is Joe Martinez.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The moment has arrived. The main event. 10 rounds scheduled this in the super welterweight division. And first to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, from Toledo, Ohio, please welcome Wesley Tucker.
Time for our main event. Wesley Tucker making the walk, 15-4 with 9 knockouts. Fighting out of Toledo, Ohio. Took his fight about 3 weeks ago to take on King Callum Walsh. And Tucker has been in there with a lot of fighters, extensive amateur background, 19 fights as a pro, and tonight he hopes to lean on that experience when he takes on a very hot up-and-comer in King Callum Walsh.
Yeah, and he comes from a fighting town, Toledo, Ohio. There's a top heavyweight prospect named Jared Anderson who's out of there. There's a former lightweight title holder named Robert Easter Jr. who recently came out of Toledo. He's got a really vibrant amateur system. So he told us he had 300 amateur fights. So, I mean, he's got that experience. And like I said, he's got a tricky southpaw style. He's not going to be coming straight at Callum. That's exactly what Walsh wants. He's going to be trying to set traps and be cagey, and he does have sneaky power.
We'll see if Wesley Tucker can play spoiler tonight here in Boston as he takes on Callum Walsh.
And ready to make his ring walk for the first time in Boston, here is the rising super welterweight superstar from Cork, Ireland. Please welcome Callum Walsh.
King Callum Walsh making the walk in another main event live on UFC Fight Pass. But Peter Welch, this one is different. We're in Boston, Massachusetts on the eve of St. Patrick's Day. It's an away game for Callum, who trains and fights out of Hollywood. What is that like for this young man? At 22 years old, he's living in the spotlight and seems unfazed by it.
Well, Boston's the type of place where you're right at home if you're an Irishman. So he is at home. This is home turf. And the people of Boston have shown that through their support. Just look around. You see all these people are here for Callum. And, you know, Francis, guys like Francis. These are up-and-coming rising stars of the area, you know, and we adopted Callum as one of our own.
Dana White said the Irish thing is powerful and it's palpable as well. You can tell that, you know, this Irish thing is a brand thing for Callum Walsh. If you look at, you know, the fighting history of Ireland and the fighting history of boxing, it just makes sense, Doug, to bring this fight card to Beantown.
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't hurt when your trainer is a Hall of Famer who's from this area.
Right.
I'm sure folks are very proud of what Freddie Roach has gone on to do during his career as a trainer as well as a fighter, and they're welcoming them both back.
King Callum Walsh is inside the ring, ready to go to work here in our main event. For our official introductions, here is Joe Martinez.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live around the world on UFC Fight Pass from Agganis Arena here on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. This is the main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing, this scheduled in the super welterweight division. Presented by Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions and sponsored by Hustler Casino. Storage Blue, Meet Boston, Akiki Auto Body, and East Coast Recovery Centers. Sanctioned by the Massachusetts State Athletic Commission. Commissioner in attendance is Guy Licciardi. The 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside, Joe Apici, Gary Litchfield, and John Morrell. And when the action begins inside the ring, veteran referee in charge, Leo Gerstel. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready and the fighters are ready. Boston, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red, black, and gold. He weighed in officially 158 pounds even. A veteran of 19 professional fights, his record 15 victories, 4 defeats with 9 wins, coming by way of knockout from Toledo, Ohio. Here is Wesley Tucker! And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. Wearing Irish black, green, and orange. He weighed in 156 1/4 pounds. In 5 bouts as a young professional, he stands perfect in the ring. 5 victories, no defeats, 4 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the undefeated fighting pride of Cork, Ireland, King Callum.
All right, anything down here is low, anything here is low. Watch the heads, watch the holding, obey my commands at all times. Touch him up, good luck, guys.
Leo Gerstel getting this main event assignment. It is the Freddie Roach trained King Callum Walsh.
Good.
Taking on the Ohio native in Wesley Tucker.
Joe, you're good. I got a doctor here. Here's my doctor. Where's my doc? Okay.
The Agganis Arena coming alive. Callum Walsh, Wesley Tucker. Our main event underway. TJ DeSantis, Douglas Fisher, Peter Welch. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Hollywood Fight Nights Boston here on UFC Fight Pass. Talk about the evolution of Callum Walsh. Doug, you've called his fights. What do you expect from Callum in this step in his evolutionary process?
Well, I expect him not to be in a rush, to take his time, but to pick his shots and to look for that sure shot. He wants to check the chin of his opponent in the opening round. He was used to first round knockouts, his first 3 fights. In fact, after his first 3 fights, I couldn't tell you what kind of style he had. I couldn't tell you if he was a pressure fighter, if he was a boxer, or, you know. a counter puncher or whatever, because he was getting these guys out with blind shots too quickly. It wasn't until his 4th pro bout where he went 6 rounds that I could tell he is a nimble boxer puncher. But what I really saw beyond just the speed and power of his punches was the creativity of his combinations and his punch placement. He likes to keep his opponents guessing, so he doesn't throw repetitive combinations. He's always trying to catch them with that shot that they don't see. So he really is a thinking boxer, but he just happens to have really good hand speed and power.
Yeah, he's showing that early, up and down. He's setting up the hook off the jab. You know, Tucker's slick. He's a dangerous guy. He caught him with a hook on the way in.
Yeah, I saw that. He's a good counter puncher. He's very strong, as his physique would suggest. And he kind of fights in a shell. He has that high guard, and because he's so stout and compact, it's kind of hard to get to him. You got to bang on his arms and his gloves.
Got to break him down a little bit. You take a page out of Francis Hogan's book where he controlled that distance. I think it would hold to Callum's favor to do that.
That was a nice right to the body, from Callum Walsh. So Callum will tap him upstairs to bring that guard up just enough to where that elbow exposes the lower rib cage, and then you'll see Callum tap him downstairs.
Well, to see his punches up close, you can really see that power.
He's fast, but he's also fluid. He's not like loading up necessarily, or it doesn't look like he's loading up.
Very relaxed.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Final 30 seconds here of round number 1.
But a relaxed intensity, right, Doug?
Yes, he's very focused. He's like a hawk looking for, his prey to swoop down on.
10 seconds. Time.
First round down. We are scheduled for 10. 9 to go here in this super welterweight main event.
Well done.
Going in the corner here with Freddie Roach.
Peter, did you see, right as the bell rang, he was loading up with the right, he stopped it.
Pulled on.
Right in mid-swing, he just stopped. He's got that kind of control. Very good opening round, and we got to remind the viewers that he hadn't trained for this style of opponent. He had trained for a 6-foot-tall, orthodox, come-forward brawler.
This is a late replacement. The guy got injured.
He was doing a lot of sparring with veteran Gabriel Rosado. He's getting ready to face a southpaw, a light heavyweight southpaw on Saturday.
It's a perfect training camp sparring partner, but didn't work out.
Box.
Round 2 underway. King Callum Walsh in the black, green, and orange, representing his native Ireland, taking on the Ohio native Wesley Tucker in the red, black, and gold.
Watch the heads. Watch the heads.
I have to figure with the extensive amateur background that Callum has, he's faced more than a few lefties as an amateur.
I would think so, because at that higher level, you see more lefties.
You see a lot of southpaws.
Oh, he's hurt.
Tag now, drops him. Tucker.
He hit him in the back of the head.
4, 5,
Leo
6,
Gerstel
7,
issuing the count.
8. You all right?
He's taking the knee.
Come to me. Box.
Back underway.
Tucker very composed, but yeah, he's still getting hit high on the head. Getting nailed in the forehead and the temple, and now some body shots from Walsh.
Off the back.
A lot of time left here in this round as well.
No, he's going to get him out of there.
Coming alive with shots, picking him wisely is King Callum Walsh.
These left crosses are right to the temple.
Right on the temple.
And that has a way of discombobulating a fighter.
Yeah. And sometimes guys don't recover the whole fight.
There was the right to the body.
Wow. He's still got to be careful, though.
Yeah, Tucker has power, and he's a good counter puncher. And he lays in wait.
I don't know why he's not punching back. There he goes. He just don't have it. Yeah, he don't have it.
His legs may not be under him.
Yeah, he's still out of it.
And when you're eating body shots like that, that's going to keep you on the defensive.
A lot of time here for Callum Walsh to work. A touch over a minute remains here in round number 2. Wesley Tucker just holding on here, trying to move, but eating a lot of punishment.
A lot of time left.
Callum smiling right now.
Got a flow, brother.
He's staying just out of range of that cross. He's going down.
Second time now in this round that Tucker has hit the mat.
5.
Complaining of the shot to the back of the head.
7. 8. You want to keep going? He's not hitting you in the back of the head, friend. Box.
Leo Gerstel saying no, those shots aren't to the back of the head. Trying to fight his way through it here is Tucker.
And before that, he was telling Tucker to punch or he's going to stop it. So he should listen to the ref and throw some punches.
More punishment here.
Over there.
Now down.
They're going to call it.
Point is going to stop it.
4,
That's it.
5, 6, 7, 8. Come to me.
Able to stand. That's it. That's a wrap. King Callum Walsh. Now 6-0 as a pro. He wins this one via knockout.
He was head tapping him on top. He never hit him.
Tucker not happy with it, but
I didn't see the punches in the back of the head. Did you, Doug?
Maybe there was one that produced that first knockdown.
Early on.
Maybe he turned. We'll have to see the replays. But once he got him into his own corner, all those shots were to the forehead and the temple area. And he mixed in some choice body shots with all those head shots.
He just couldn't recover. It was too much, overwhelming for him.
Callum Walsh able to put on a show tonight in front of UFC President Dana White and the city of Boston. The fighting pride of Cork, Ireland, now 6-0 as a pro. Solid bit of work as the Irishman will raise his flag in victory tonight here in Boston, Massachusetts.
Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. 3 more fights are headed your way tonight. 3 more fights. Don't miss the action.
It was scheduled for 10 rounds. Didn't go nearly that far. What did you learn tonight, Peter, from Callum Walsh?
Oh my God, the power up close like that. It's 10 times worse than I saw it in the other fights.
Right.
Now up close, you could just see it. The speed, the fluidity, the power, as Doug mentioned, just that constant pressure.
There it is. King Callum Walsh doing big things in Boston on St. Patrick's Day weekend last year. And if you don't know, let me tell you. Hey, everybody. TJ DeSantis getting you ready for King Callum Walsh's return to UFC Fight Pass this Friday as he returns to his native Ireland to put on a show. It's going to be a phenomenal event. And, yeah, man, I'm excited. Callum Walsh has grown up before our very eyes here on UFC Fight Pass, and we're going to get to see him return in front of a fan-friendly crowd as he defends his WBC Super Welterweight Continental Americas title when he takes on Ranowski. It's just part of a stacked lineup of events coming up this weekend. Don't forget, Cage Warriors going to be in action, LFA, Cage Fury, Fury FC. Biggest no-brainer in all of combat sports, that would be signing up for UFC Fight Pass. Scan the QR code right there. Get you hooked up on everything you need from our great live event partners, plus the world's largest combat sports library. You can relive pretty much every UFC fight, the entire catalog of Pride FC, Strikeforce, WEC, and every single fight from Tom Loeffler's Hollywood Fight Nights. Callum's been shining over there, but there's plenty of other talent to get excited about as well. Omar Trinidad uses that platform to showcase his skills. And you got the KO King, Kane Sandoval from Sacramento. He's been doing big things. Right there, QR code. Sign up right now over at UFCFightPass.com. Get you hooked up with everything you need to be a hardcore combat sports fan. All right, we just saw King Callum take care of Wesley Tucker. Now, another savvy veteran is in his way. It is Carson Jones, who hopes to dethrone the king. It's a career marathon of Callum Walsh right here on UFC Fight Pass.
Man, the glaring statistic in this matchup, it's the age. Callum Walsh, by far the younger man, probably the fresher fighter at age 22. At 6 feet, he's the taller man, and their reach is identical.
To welcome our first main event fighter to the ring, we go to Joe Martinez.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, our main event this evening, 10 rounds in the super welterweight division. And first to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, here is Carson Jones.
Carson Jones making the walk. He is one half of our main event. And Abel Sanchez, you're very familiar with this gentleman.
Yes, I am. I had him in my gym for about 7 years. We fought him against Kell Brook in England. He did very well in that fight. We lost him majority decision. So he's going to be quite a challenge for Callum Walsh.
They call him Mr. Carson Jones, and he hopes to, show Callum Walsh that he needs to pay him some respect in the ring. He actually started with the mental games a little bit at media workout a couple weeks back.
Yeah, Carson's very good at that, and because of his experience, he feels that he can get under Callum's skin, but it's going to be a very good fight. Callum is a good fighter, and Carson Jones is at the tail end of his career, but he's still a very good fighter.
We'll see if Carson Jones can pull the upset card here tonight at Hollywood Fight Night.
And his opponent ready to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Here is boxing rising superstar, undefeated, Callum Walsh.
He is 6-0 with 5 knockouts. He's one of the brightest up-and-coming prospects in the sport of boxing. At 22 years old, he's a kid, but he's definitely living up to his nickname in the King. King Callum Walsh back here tonight. And Doug Fisher, I talk about the buzz. It's palpable about this young man, but Dana White, the UFC president, he's been on board with the hype train with Callum Walsh, but so now
that helps a lot.
is the boxing world, though. The boxing media is starting to embrace Callum as truly one of the best up-and-coming stars.
Yeah, last year, by the end of last year, I would have told you that MMA fans know Callum Walsh more than hardcore boxing fans,
right,
because of UFC Fight Pass, because Tom Loeffler was taking him to all those UFC events, and he was basically doing Podcast Row, and so the mixed martial arts fans knew who he was, but now I'm seeing boxing writers and hardcore fight fans on boxing Twitter. They're buzzing about him. They're talking about him. Some of them are taking shots at him, so you know he's doing something right.
Absolutely. We'll see him go to work tonight in our main event. For our official introductions, here's Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, live around the world on UFC Fight Pass from Commerce Casino here in Commerce, California. This is the main event. 10 rounds of boxing this scheduled for the WBC USA Silver Super Welterweight Championship. It is brought to you by Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions and sponsored by Hustler Hollywood. Also sponsored by El Cristiano Tequila. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. The executive officer is Andy Foster with Chairman Peter Villegas and WBC President Mauricio Suleiman. The 3 judges scoring at ringside once again are Pamela Hayashida, Hall of Famer Dr. Lou Moret, and Zach Young. And when the action begins inside the ring, your referee in charge, Eddie Hernandez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready and the fighters are ready. Commerce, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue and silver. He weighed in 153 1/2 pounds. This veteran holds a professional record of 43 victories, including 31 knockouts, 15 defeats, 3 bouts even. From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, here's the former world title challenger, Mr. Carson Jones. And across the ring is his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the colors of his homeland of Ireland, green, white, and orange. He weighed in 154 pounds even, and in 6 professional fights, he stands perfect in the ring. 6 victories, including 5 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the undefeated fighting pride of Cork, Ireland, King Callum Walsh.
right, gentlemen, get over the wizards to both. The professionals, I expect you to conduct yourselves as such. Touch gloves, good luck.
Eddie Hernandez getting this main event assignment. We are scheduled 10 rounds in the super welterweight division. It is the king, Callum Walsh, taking on Carson Jones. TJ DeSantis, Abel Sanchez, Doug Fisher, live tonight inside Commerce Casino here in Commerce, California. Appreciate you joining us for this main event of Hollywood Fight Nights. We are underway. Callum Walsh wearing the white trimmed in green and orange. Carson Jones in the blue. Walsh firing off some combinations here early as he stands in the southpaw stance. It's been phenomenal to see Callum Walsh really grow into his own here in the main event spotlight on UFC Fight Pass. That was on display this past March, Doug, when he really put on a show in Boston.
Yeah, he made quick work of a squat, powerful, difficult stylist in Wesley Tucker. A late minute or last week replacement. Didn't seem to bother him at all, the change in stature and stance in his opponent. But he's in with somebody who's been in it. He's in there with a veteran who's faced the best welterweights and junior middleweights of the past 10 years.
And looking at the veteran Carson Jones, he felt that he was going to be able to take Callum Walsh into the deep waters, and he felt the deeper waters they went, he thought he might be able to ground him.
Callum looks real sharp right now. Callum looks real composed.
Yeah, he's relaxed. It's not like Callum's putting any extra pressure on himself just because he's in with a name opponent and a veteran of more than 60 pro fights.
He's not allowing Carson Jones to dictate, which is important, I think. He's got control of it. He's got control of it.
Callum Walsh, 22 years old, been training since he was 6. Really loves the fight game and loves living the life of a fighter, and he loves that main event spotlight as well. He is not shied away from putting on a show and doing so on a big stage.
Yeah, he welcomes it. I will say this, by Walsh's standards, this has been a respectful round. He's not doing anything crazy in there. He's taken his time. I mean, he's made sure that he's won this round, and he's trying to check the chin and body of the veteran fighter. So he's landing some hard shots there, but he's not greedy at all. And that shows some respect.
Solid first round for Callum Walsh. Again, scheduled for 10. Chief cornerman Freddie Roach. We look at Callum Walsh in that first bit of offense in the round. Doug, walk us through some of the action as we take a look at it. And what did you notice? What were your biggest takeaways?
Yeah, it's all Callum. Good counter punching whenever Carson Jones let his hands go. So Carson threw a right to the body, was off balance. His feet were squared up, and it didn't take much from Callum to knock him off balance. So even though Callum is the younger man, he will take advantage of a veteran's mistakes. You can't make any mistakes in there with Callum. He's watching you.
Round 2 underway. Again, TJ DeSantis, Abel Sanchez, Doug Fisher. Appreciate you joining us. This is our main event of Hollywood Fight Nights live on UFC Fight Pass. Light on his feet, working that jab is Callum Walsh.
Carson has always been a very slow starter, but I think in order for him to have an effect in these early rounds, he's going to have to press. He's going to have to press Callum. You can't let Callum just pick him apart from the outside like that.
Apart from pressing, if you were in Jones's corner, what would you tell him to do going into the second round?
Make it dirty.
Make it rough. Okay.
Make it rough. Not dirty, but rough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Disrespectful.
I mean, just judging by their physiques, Carson looks like a very physically strong guy. Maybe the physically stronger, I don't know. But he certainly has that sturdy build.
He's very strong, but he needs to use that. He needs to muscle him. He needs to be inside and nullifying Callum's length.
Going to the body there with that left hand is Callum Walsh.
Yeah, we were seeing some bounce in Callum's step as well. He's getting on his toes a little bit, getting into his rhythm. That was a nice right kind of almost to the armpit of Jones. And it backed Jones off quick. You see the nice punch variety that Walsh has. I mean, he'll lead with a power shot. He can work off his jab, but he doesn't necessarily need it all the time.
Nice combination of punches there for Callum Walsh inside the final minute of round number 2.
Callum is landing crisp, hard shots, but he's not overcommitting to these punches. He's not loading up. And I think that's smart because he's conserving energy and he's preventing himself from giving Jones counterpunch opportunities. He's not overcommitting. He's not swinging to the point where he can get clipped in between those shots.
It looks like Callum is the one wanting to take Carson Jones into deep waters.
It does. It looks like that, yeah.
Nice left hand gets through. Backs up Jones. There's solid bit of offense there to end round number 2 for the Irishman Callum Walsh. Take a look at some of the action here in round number 2. Doug, walk us through.
Well, Jones trying to go to the body again, and anytime he gets in close, he pays for it. He's knocked off balance by the combination punching of Callum Walsh. Often it starts to the body and then goes to the head. It's definitely Callum who's in control in there in terms of the pace and the distance.
Carson's moving in, throwing one punch, and then he stops and allows Callum to work. And I noticed in Jones's footwork too, when he gets close, it seems like his feet are coming together.
Right.
And he's off balance.
That's why he's getting knocked off balance, because he brings his feet parallel, especially when he's going to the body. When he throws a straight shot to the body, he squares up right in front of Callum. And Callum's going to knock him off balance every time.
Abel, you talked about Carson Jones notoriously being a bit of a slow starter. We'll see if he can get things going here as we enter round number 3. But I think, we talk about the levels to this game, and obviously Carson Jones has some experience, more experience at the pro level than Callum Walsh, but Callum Walsh just has the maturity of a much more experienced gentleman than his age would lend you to believe.
Yes, he looks so relaxed in there, and that's so important against a veteran like Carson Jones. You can't let him outwork you, you can't let him outthink you, and by being busy, he's not allowing Carson to get into a fight. Good shot.
Yeah, and Walsh is sneaky with those body shots. He does a good job of sort of camouflaging or hiding his body language. It looks like he's getting ready to go for like a right hook, and then he taps you to the body. And the same thing with his left hand.
Good movement. Very good positioning for Jones.
Yeah, first 3 or 4 fights, Callum got his opponents out there real quick. I wasn't sure what kind of style he had as a fighter. And once he was forced to go past 5 rounds, I could tell he's a boxer. He's got good feet.
Looks like he's having fun out there.
I mean, that's the name of the game. If you've got the talent and you've put in the work.
Yeah. He's smiling, he's landing shots.
Oh, beautiful left hand finds it home for Callum Walsh. I asked Callum if he was looking forward to, taking on a fighter that might take him to deeper waters. He said, if it happens, it happens. But he said, no, I got things to do. I like that.
Yeah, I like that mentality.
Cut.
Is Callum cut?
Yeah, I think it's a cut over the left eye.
I can't see it from where I see some blood, but I can't tell where the blood's coming from.
Left eye. His left eye.
So we have a little bit of adversity here.
See how he can
Not
respond
from a punch, but from a headbutt. Oh man, I'm seeing it now. It's like it's running the course of the eyebrow.
30 seconds left here in round number 3.
Now we see where how Callum is going to react to a cut, how he's going to react to dictating more pace so he gets Jones out of it.
Stop! Don't punch, don't punch. Step back, step back.
And that's something you definitely will have to look to see what kind of fighter Callum is when he's cut. He hasn't been cut like this. See what the response is from the cut man in the corner of Callum Walsh.
He's got a good one.
Truck working on bringing us this clash of heads that opened up the cut.
Nice combination from Callum off the ropes. The uppercut, yeah, there.
There it was, very quick. And you can see it start to bleed right away. And Walsh motioning to the referee that there was a clash of heads that caused that cut.
Boy, the truck is on point today.
They do great work out there. Take a look at it again here, slow down even more.
Callum was, they're both loading up for shots. Callum was loading up with a left, and he kind of lunged in just as Jones was lunging in.
Back to live action.
Stop. Hands, guys, okay? Watch your head. Let's go, box.
Yeah, cutman Mike Rodriguez, he's going to be earning his money tonight.
Now Walsh finding some range here with his punches.
Right, unless Callum can end this fight in this round.
Jones needing some punishment here from King Callum Walsh. Left hand, now some blood flowing from the nose of Carson Jones.
That's a lot of blood from the nose.
The urgency is on here for Callum Walsh, and Carson Jones, he's wearing it. Nice left hand to the body by Callum Walsh. A lot of blood there from the nose of Carson Jones.
And no blood from the eye of Callum. Done a great job.
Beautiful left hand finds a home for King Callum Walsh. And you're right, Abel, there's not a trickle of blood coming from that left eye.
Great job.
Entering the final minute of round number 4.
Work out of it, guys. Work out of it. Hands are free. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Stop. Good punch. Come on, guys. Work out of it. Stop.
Carson Jones goes for a A brief double leg takedown that's not there. The referee, oh man. Now Jones, he's planted there. Referee counting. Is Jones hurt, Abel, or is it just...
It's an accumulation of punches. I think that he's just wearing out, actually. And he's probably swallowing all the blood, too.
Yeah, it's got to be hard to breathe. You got the mouthpiece in there, and then blood's coming down your throat.
Work out of it, guys. Work out of it. Stop.
He's just trying to get a breather.
Walsh pouring it on to end the round. He calls it off. That's a wrap. King Callum Walsh, 7-0. Now the owner of a WBC U.S. Silver Championship. 7 wins, 6 knockouts. The evolutionary process continues, and we learned some things about Callum Walsh. Adversity, he laughs at adversity.
The cut did not bother him. I mean, even when the blood was streaming down and into his eye, he remained poised. But he also, the next round, he fought with a sense of urgency.
He did.
And you do want to see that, because the longer the fight goes, the worse that cut can get.
Yesterday in the interviews, I asked him, was it another wrinkle? And we saw another wrinkle today. We saw very patient, very direct punches, waiting for that opportunity against a veteran like Carson Jones.
Yeah.
So that wrinkle was there.
Take a look at the action here at the end of the round. Abel, walk us through the ending sequence.
I think just it's a matter of just too many hard ones and taking a breather, gonna sit down. Just that's a good stop. Eddie stopped it at a good moment. I think Carson turning his back like that, I think he was finished.
The Fighting Pride of Cork, Ireland, King Callum Walsh does it again. Now 7-0. 6 wins by way of knockout. And again, we see another wrinkle, if you will. Adversity thrown in front of Callum Walsh, and he answers the challenge with grace. Crowd loving it here inside Commerce Casino. So far, so good for the 22-year-old Irishman. Phenomenal stuff as he gets another win in the main event spotlight. And a hard one to swallow for Carson Jones.
More fight tonight.
Nice embrace. All right, to make this one official, we shall go to Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, comes officially 2 minutes, 59 seconds, round number 4. Referee Eddie Hernandez puts a halt to this fight. For your winner by way of knockout here, still undefeated, King Callum Walsh!
7-0, 6 KOs with some hardware to boot. The Fighting Pride of Cork, Ireland gets it done once again in our main events here at Hollywood Fight Night. He'll speak with our Doug Fisher.
Callum, congratulations. You're now 7-0 with 6 knockouts, and you've won your first piece of WBC hardware. Can you tell us how it feels to win this belt and assess your performance for us?
I just want to say one thing. How does that look? How does that look? Everybody that said I couldn't, everybody that said I wouldn't, have a good look off that and get used to it, because there's more to come. That fella tonight, Carson Jones, tough motherfucker. Tough motherfucker. I hit him with everything. And I knew it was going to be tough. It was always going to be a good fight, you know. It was always going to be tough. I knew I was going to get him out of there because I had to make a statement. You know, I got him out of there. I didn't even know how many rounds that was the last count. But I got him out there early. Nobody has really done that to him. You know what I mean? You've seen his other fights. He does not go out that easy. And I made it look easy tonight.
You did.
You fought a guy with 63 professional fights, and the reason Tom Loeffler chooses an opponent like that is he wants to see what you have inside of you. We've seen the tangibles. We know you got skill. We know you're fast. You got power. We hadn't seen the intangible. And I think we saw a little bit of that because of that cut that you received in round 3. Can you tell us what was going through your mind when you realized the cut from the headbutt and the blood streaming down?
You know, it's a cut. I don't care. And I've had worse. I've been fucking in so many fights. It doesn't matter to me. I knew it was a clash of heads, you know, and these things happen. But sure, what am I supposed to do? Cry about it? I'm in the middle of a fight, so I get on with it. You know, I'm used to that kind of roughness or that hard sparring from Wildcard. We don't have no easy spars, and that stood to me there tonight, you know, to dig deep and get him up out of there.
You fought with a sense of urgency in the 4th round. You were very patient. You're very respectful of Carson Jones, but you were dominating the first 3 rounds. But it looked like you were going in there to end things, because I guess the longer the fight goes, the worse that cut can get. Did you go out there, you know, with the thought, I got to stop this fight in round 4?
Every single punch I throw is to get him out of there. You know, I'm not coming in here touching and moving. You know, I'm throwing punches with bad intentions every single punch. And you know, I hurt him with a couple of body shots. I could see him wincing, you know, from the body shots, and I knew it was time for him to go. You know, I knew I had him, and if I left him, he might have come into the fight later. You know, I've seen him do that. He recovers and he comes back, so I just got him out there. I mean, nice and easy. I have things to do. I have a flight to catch tomorrow. Back to Cork, Ireland with this belt, so had to make it quick.
I think they have some replays they want you to watch if you look at the screen. Tell us what you're seeing here.
I'm just seeing myself punch the head off an experienced fighter, you know, making it look very easy. The referee's waving it off there, big shot. He was dipping down, he was done, you know, the body was broke up. I seen him getting out of the ring there. His ribs are sore, so yeah, good fight. Do you know what I mean? Good experienced fighter, and I'm happy.
You should be. This is the first name opponent on your record. When people see Carson Jones' name, they say, oh, there's that guy that gave Kell Brook hell. There's that guy who's been a contender, a fringe contender for all these years. And here's this young guy who takes him out of there.
They're going to say there's the guy that gave Kell Brook hard times, and that's the guy that Callum Walsh got up out of there nice and easy. Made it look easy. You know what I mean?
Let's bring Tom Loeffler in here. Tom, can you tell us when we'll see Callum fight again?
Well, first we got to see how the cut heals up, but normally he's going to fight 2 more times this year. We want to keep Callum very active. We want to give a big shout out to Freddie Roach. Freddie, why don't you come over?
Freddie, how did your young man do?
He did great. He had a tough guy in front of him. He took him apart in his combinations, and I give him an A+.
Yeah, he was patient. He didn't overcommit to anything, but he was in command the entire time. How fast do you guys think you can move him? Like, what level of opponent do you think you would match him with next?
Well, it was not a big title tonight, but I want a big title soon.
Doug, this is the first of many titles guaranteed for Callum Walsh.
All right. Listen, shout out to you, Freddie, and the mighty Wildcard Boxing Club. Shout out to Mike Rodriguez, who worked his magic with that cut. It didn't bleed at all in the 4th round. And Callum didn't give Carson Jones a chance to work on it by ending matters in the 4th round. So congratulations again. Congratulations on your first belt. And as Tom said, I'm sure it's the first of many.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely the first of many. This looks good, but you better get used to it, because there's going to be another one here, another one up there. I come from all. Everybody 154 pounds, remember the name Callum Walsh, because I'm coming.
He's coming back home this Friday night. Callum Walsh returns to Ireland, and, of course, you can see it all here on UFC Fight Pass. Hey, everybody. TJ DeSantis hanging out with you on this Wednesday afternoon as we take a look at the career of King Callum Walsh, getting ready for Friday night as he returns to UFC Fight Pass. And we talk about it all the time. UFC Fight Pass is a place where you can see the future stars before they get to the UFC. Callum Walsh might actually get to the UFC one day. He absolutely loves mixed martial arts, but right now focused on the world of boxing, and we're reliving it all here, part of this marathon. Hanging out in the chat, people showing their support for Callum Walsh. I'm hanging out as well. If you want to say hi, get at me in there, or on X, Instagram, all that fun business over at TJ DeSantis. So do that. As I mentioned, Callum Walsh returns coming up this Friday night in Dublin, and you can watch it all here on UFC Fight Pass as he looks to defend his WBC Continental America's Super Welterweight Championship. All right, back into the archive here of Callum's best fights on UFC Fight Pass. And up next, it's time for him to make his debut at the theater in Madison Square Garden. It was the same weekend that the UFC hit the Big Apple, and this was a big fight for Callum Walsh, as we have seen him dispatch a lot of veterans here on the come-up, but now out in New York City, he takes on a fellow up-and-comer who has only been defeated one time before, and Callum has to go try to take this guy out in his own backyard. A native New Yorker was Ishmael Villarreal. He promised to give everything he could to Callum Walsh, and he wanted to steal his shine in the process. So let's take a look. It's Callum Walsh versus Ishmael Villarreal here on the career marathon of King Callum on UFC Fight Pass.
Callum Walsh, 22 years old, 4 years younger than Ishmael Villarreal. The New Yorker stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, 3 inches shorter than the Irishman at 6 feet tall. Villarreal will have a 1-inch reach advantage. For our official introductions of this main event, we go to Joe Martinez.
Wow. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go live on UFC Fight Pass around the world. From the theater here inside the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, New York City. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing this scheduled for the WBC US Silver Super Welterweight Championship. It's presented by Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions, sponsored by Howler Head Whiskey, Forged Irish Stout, Hustler Casino, and Tequila Mandala. Sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, the 3 judges scoring at ringside: Max DeLuca, Glenn Feldman, and Eric Marlinsky. And when the action begins inside the ring, your referee in charge, Steve Willis. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the world is ready. New York, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing Yankee pinstripes, navy with white. He weighed in 153 1/2 pounds. In 14 professional fights, his record stands at 13 victories, just 1 defeat, 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the highly regarded super welterweight from Bronx, New York, Ishmael Villarreal. And across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the colors of Ireland, green, white, and orange. He weighed in 154 pounds even, and in 8 professional bouts, he is perfect in the ring. 8 victories, no defeats, 7 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Hollywood, California, he's the reigning, defending WBC US Silver Super Welterweight Champion, the undefeated fighting pride of Cork, Ireland. Here is King Callum Walsh!
Okay, gentlemen, you both have the instructions, obey the commands to protect yourselves at all times. Right now, we're going to call it under the letters here, and we're going to call under the letters here. Tap it up, let's go to work.
Well, here we go. It is our main event of the evening. Referee Steve Willis getting this assignment. Scheduled 10 rounds of boxing for the WBC Silver Super Welterweight Championship. TJ DeSantis along with the gentleman Jerry Cooney, the great Peter Welch, live inside the theater at Madison Square Garden. We are underway. King Callum Walsh wearing the colors of Ireland, taking on Ishmael Villarreal, wearing the black with white trim.
I feel the magic in the air tonight. I think this is going to be a very special fight for Callum Walsh.
It's a big night in the Big Apple, and you get that big fight feel. You're absolutely right, Jerry. Walsh going to the body with that left hand. Now attacks with the right hand to the body.
Villarreal's got a good knockout percentage. He's got 9 knockouts in his 13 wins, so he's a big puncher too.
And despite the support of the Irish here inside the theater at MSG, it's Villarreal that's fighting at home.
Nice combination
Is
by
forced to
Walsh.
defend here. Is Walsh getting busy early?
He established that tempo with coming right out, stepping across behind the jab. Villarreal, I think he's trying to feel him out. Move around a little bit. He ain't meeting force on force.
Well, you see Walsh coming out throwing 4, 5, 6 punches at a clip. That's a great experience he's learned in that gym.
Never one to shy away from a fight. Callum Walsh says he's got things to do, so he likes to get guys out of there early. He'd love a statement win here tonight.
He sure would.
Villarreal is putting a little something on that right hand. He just ain't hitting the mark.
Yeah, Callum's got to use that jab.
Nice finish with the right hook.
Nice right hand by Walsh.
Pawn that jab is the Irishman.
You gotta look out for that right hand. He's throwing that little right hook. I'd like to see Callum moving to the right a little more.
Crowd coming alive here inside the theater for King Callum Walsh. Combination of punches there for King Callum. Round one ends.
Round one, Callum. This guy's a very defensive guy. It's going to be hard. He's going to have to put the pressure on him all night.
He's.
Take a look at some of the action here.
He's not typically like that. He's feeling him out. But I think he tasted Callum's power when he was backing up a little bit. Villarreal has got that sneaky little right hand that he's getting in there.
He does. And so does Callum Smith landing that thing right in there, big boy.
I like how he finishes with that right hand religiously. Callum finishes with the right hand. Which is nice, the right hook.
And the combination Walsh does, you know?
All right, we are headed to round number 2.
I'd be curious to see if Callum keeps coming forward, steps and puts the pressure on.
The atmosphere inside the theater at MSG is electric. Round 2 of our main event underway. King Callum Walsh taking on Ishmael Villarreal. Hard left hand by the King.
Quick with those shots.
Villarreal throwing back in kind. Tom Loeffler has said that Callum Walsh is on the fast track, and no doubt that is evident just being where we are tonight, fighting inside the theater at Madison Square Garden, but growing up in that environment. Walsh has done so well conducting himself. I literally forget that he's just 22 years old.
It's like a hotbed of talent out there. You could see how tight his combos got. Everything's in a smaller grouping. It's like, you know, the punches are coming off a lot cleaner, a lot tighter, and they're hitting their mark every time.
Shot of the Hall of Fame coach in the corner of Callum Walsh. Freddie Roach looking on.
Oh. Right up at that, staggered him.
Listen, this guy's not going to be easy to hit. Except those two. Nice combination of 3 right there. Look at his step. Heard him there. You heard him. He heard him there.
Walsh coming alive
He's
now.
hurt.
Villarreal in a world of trouble. Able to get a hold of Walsh. We'll see if he can recover, though, as the King's going back to work.
Wow, it's great.
Still on shaky legs. Villarreal tried to come forward and put the pressure on Callum, but it worked against him.
Walsh picking his shots, going back up top.
Nice combination.
The volume on display of Cork Ireland's Callum Walsh. "30 seconds left in the round. Villarreal still game.
It's kind of a quick pace. The second round. Nice combination again.
There we go, 2 rounds in the books of our main event, again scheduled for 10, as Callum Walsh defends his WBC Silver Super Welterweight Championship. Take a look at some of the action turned in, Jerry. I think you're right, the pace was definitely turned up a notch there.
Well, I think it has to be. You know, Callum is throwing 3, 4, 5 punches a clip, which is so great because the other guy feels like he's got to fire back, which is going to make him be open. And he got hurt a couple. He's hurt right there.
Right on the temple, that right hook.
I think Callum got a little excited. See that leg go? Wow, very exciting kid.
I suspected he might be outclassed Villarreal, but this is proof in the pudding.
We are headed to round number 3.
He's still dangerous, though. He's got that right hand.
He does.
In his last chance, last-ditch effort to keep Callum off.
But he's tasted that power. He's afraid. He's going to play it safe a little more. You land to get caught with a shot like that, you want to survive, you know?
And Callum's not taking his foot off the gas. He keeps walking him down and closing him into the ropes.
He's fighting. He's fighting. Nice hook.
Villarreal 13-1. His one loss came by way of split decision, a contentious split decision at that.
You know, he's used to coming forward as well, and Callum's just not letting him do it.
Right.
Nice uppercut there. Just missed. It's mark. Look at that button. Nice right uppercut to the body. Nice. Look at this. 2 nice uppercuts, both hands.
Villarreal coming forward. Walsh still throwing as he backs up. Clinch up against the ropes here.
Well, he's trying a right uppercut, and he's getting caught with Villarreal's right hand, and that's not really, got to be careful for that. You got to be inside to throw that uppercut a little more. So Villarreal feels like he hurt him, and now he's building that strength. And Callum's coming back now. Nice uppercut there.
You can see the confidence of Villarreal coming out a little bit more as he's marching forward towards the King.
He's having some success with that right hand.
Oh, nice right hand by Villarreal. Callum Walsh might be hurt, but now firing back is the Irishman. A lot of action here in this 3rd round. Covering up, but throwing. And
wow.
What a fucking battle.
I told you this was going to be.
Excuse my language.
Maybe warranted, Peter Welch. Maybe warranted. Coming down the stretch here in the final moments of round number 3. Callum Walsh says no one has been able to give me a fight. Well, Ishmael Villarreal is giving him a fight here in New York City.
You see that right uppercut is getting him into a little bit of trouble. Right there, see it?
In some trouble to end the round. Callum said he was tied up in the ropes. He kind of smiles, shrugs it off, goes back to his corner.
What do you think, Jerry?
I think that he caught him with a couple of shots and woke him up. He fired back. So, but it's okay. Callum's going to come back out of that. He's got to get away from that right uppercut. He's walking right into the right hand.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fight on our hands in our main event.
Got his arm caught up in the ring.
Inside the corner of Ishmael Villarreal. It started a bit rocky for him. He rallied, though, in that third. Confidence has got to be pretty good for him coming out in this 4th round.
I think we had to give him that 3rd round. He lost the first 2, but he came back strong enough to win this round.
Talk about putting it all on the line. Young prospect.
And Callum's got to take it back.
Absolutely.
Take it back.
Come out, reestablish himself. He does it with the jab. He does it with the jab. Get that jab going.
Round 4 underway. The southpaw Callum Walsh taking on the New York native Ishmael Villarreal.
See Callum's looking for the openings.
Yeah. Stay away from that left uppercut.
That's it. He's playing a little bit of a smarter game now. Tying him up.
Talking about the evolution of Callum Walsh. Obviously, you want to win every fight, but...
You see that uppercut?
On the come-up, you want to face some adversity as well, and right now, Callum Walsh facing a bit of adversity.
That's a push. If he could keep him on the outside with the straight shots, he can control the tempo like that. You just keep him out there.
Loading up here is Villarreal.
You got to keep him out there with the straight shots. Keep that jab going.
Walsh still throwing.
Keep that jab going. Keep that jab going.
Keeping his distance here from Ishmael Villarreal.
Stop! Stop! I got you. Step back.
Did I just catch myself coaching from the corner?
You did, but it's all right. The coach is going to coach.
Stop! All right, come on.
Halfway through the 4th round. Fight's getting a little bit grimy.
I feel like Callum should get back to the jab for a while, get the momentum going back in his way.
Little adversity here for him. Use the feints. Set up the jab.
They're punching.
I think he's looking for Villarreal to come in so we can catch him with that check hook.
He's trying to uppercut again.
1 minute left here in the 4th. Nice Real in trouble.
Wow.
Callum Walsh with a little bit of a smile to his corner. What a fight. It is electric inside the theater here at Madison Square Garden. Final 30 seconds of round number 4.
That's it. Just pluck him apart. Just use that jab. Hit the straight shots when he comes in. Uppercuts or hooks. And keep the pressure on him, right? You want to keep the pressure on and keep stepping forward.
Final 10 seconds.
I got you. Time. You got to keep the
Referee saying that was low.
Okay? All right.
Callum Walsh says, I'm fine, let's go.
I like that.
Time.
What a fight this one is turning out to be. Wow.
Nice comeback.
And these are the fights that we're going to need to see to learn about Callum Walsh, and we're learning a lot here. The kid's got heart. Villarreal started to get some offense going. Peter Welch, how do you see this going thus far?
It was that power jab that got him going. Legs are gone. If he controls that distance, he controls the fight. Just like that, case in point. He had him out. He had him going.
A look inside the corner of Callum Walsh. Freddie Roach giving him instructions. And as I mentioned, Jerry, you know, Callum Walsh, a lot of people think he's going to go to the very highest of highs in boxing. You don't want to get there without facing tough guys in the process, and we're getting that right now.
That's right. You're getting the lessons. He's learning about himself, and he recovered very well, and he came back and hurt Viriel. So he's got that confidence back, and Viriel's back where he wants him, on his back foot. Nice punches by Callum. Come on, Callum, keep it going, baby.
Viriel pawing that jab, rather.
It's a good job with the jab.
Thank you very much, Peter Walsh, bailing me out on that one.
I was trying to come over with that right hand like that.
Left hand to the body by Walsh.
I think Viriel caught him in the eye with that shot and blinking.
It's a tough fight.
And you knew Viriel was going to be game. Living and training and fighting out of the Bronx. He didn't want to let Callum Walsh come into his hometown and push him around. Halfway point of this 5th round.
We were talking about the pressure of the kid coming into a fight like this in somebody else's hometown, but what about the momentum and the pride that a kid like Viriel has representing New York and the Bronx, and how much energy that gives him to keep coming forward and go out on his shield?
Nice jab. Nice jab by Callum. Keep it going. Nice.
It's the makings for a great fight and a great fight card. In a great place.
100%. The best place, the Mecca, New York City. Covering up here as Viriel throws some punches. Callum egging him on. You know, one thing I think we're seeing here is even when Callum gets hit, he's at home. He doesn't mind being in a fight. He enjoys this process, and Viriel's giving him a fight.
Trying something different here, trying to find a way in. The jab is working pretty good. There's a nice little left hand, straight left hand by Walsh.
Light on his feet here is the fighting pride of Cork Island, Callum Walsh.
Nice to see Callum after he throws those shots move his head a little bit so he's not getting hit clean with that right hand.
5 down, 5 to go.
I gotta tell you again, it's very difficult fighting a guy so awkward. Because he's not really committing himself. When he does, he gets hurt.
You throw those single shots and you leave your head out there, you're asking to get knocked out. So the guys, they got to move their head.
He was throwing the uppercut and staying there. But he's got, I missed the street of 4 or 5 punches in a combination. That's when you really take him out.
That was sweet. If he can get back to that, the momentum of those 4 and 5 punch combos.
Well, he's working it out in his head. You know, Freddie's talking to him.
Yeah.
And he hasn't had this level of, you know,
competition.
He's got to keep it together.
And hopefully this round he has an opportunity to put those multiple
and it's great for him because it's so, his kid's so awkward.
Our main event living up to the billing. Round 6 underway. King Callum Walsh taking on Ishmael Viriel.
He got hit again, Callum did with that right hand.
Viriel's finding a home for that right hand.
Watch your head. Stop. Watch your head. Right.
Ready got caught in the eye. Callum wincing. Referee telling him to go back to work.
Protect yourselves coming forward, guys. Go for it.
Come on, Callum.
Got to get back to those straight shots.
Inside the clinch here. 1 minute down in round number 6. Hands down, marching forward is Villarreal.
Home runs. He's strong.
You see the confidence of Villarreal growing a bit. Now hunting Callum down.
Callum's going to find a shot. Find those uppercuts he was throwing. Maybe a check hook, catch him on the way in.
Halfway point of the round.
Nice combination. There you go. I tell him, there you go. Nice punches right there. Come on, baby. Stay inside. Stay inside.
For his offense. Villarreal still firing back.
Villarreal looking for that sucker punch.
Combination of punches for the Bronx native. Inside the final minute of round number 6.
Nice combination again by Callum. Villarreal fires back. Got a cut on Villarreal's left eye. Starting to bleed.
Good catch there, Darren.
No. Okay.
He's going to go to work on the eye now.
Final 10 seconds of the round.
Nice
Villarreal coming alive. What a fight. A lot of action there. Looked like Callum had hurt his eye for a brief moment. We're going to take a look at some of the action. Peter, walk us through. This was the restart.
Single pot shots. That's when he's at his best, when he's putting the punches together.
Inside, he's got to stay closer to his guy.
Keeping it tight.
Nice combinations right there.
Villarreal, he's not even on the same page when Callum is putting it together like that.
And somehow Villarreal come out with a cut eye. His left eye is cut.
I think there might have been a clash of heads, and that might have been what bothered the eye of Callum Walsh. I don't know if that's what opened the cut, but...
But Callum's landing some good shots back at him.
It's important for Callum to get back to that pace that he had going in order to keep Villarreal intact.
But not staying outside so far. He's staying outside a little too far. And it's giving the other guy shots to
Yeah, it was that pressure in the beginning, Jerry, that made the difference.
Round 7 underway. TJ DeSantis, along with Peter Welch, Jerry Cooney, ringside inside the theater at Madison Square Garden. Appreciate you joining us tonight for Hollywood Fight Nights live on UFC Fight Pass.
And you know this man, Ishmael Villarreal, he wants this win so bad. This guy.
And he's coming forward with his hands down.
He's here with his father and his grandfather in the corner. So he's going to go out on his shield if he has to. This is a family rite of passage here for him. He's putting up a fight for his life.
And he's landed a couple nice strikes here to the head of Callum Walsh.
He's done that.
It'd be nice if Callum could put a few combos like that together and be consistent.
Callum going to the body.
4 or 5. Come on, that's just nice combination.
That's it. That's what he has to do. Start off with a 2-piece, build it up to 3.
You mentioned it, Peter. Ishmael Villarreal, a third-generation boxer. A lot of pride in his family when it comes to this sport.
Well, not only does he have his family here? He's here in his hometown.
Right.
Madison Square Garden. How epic would that be if he gets a win in Madison Square Garden?
I mean, it's the ending scene of a movie.
Nice body shots. Callum.
Callum got to stay busy like that.
Come
Be
over the
more
top.
frequent. Villarreal's playing a rougher game. He's playing a rougher game. He's headbutting, single pot shots, elbows on the inside. There's a lesson here for Callum.
Nice step aside, away from that right hand. By Callum.
And while Walsh is taking some punishment, you can't tell in his output. His demeanor is relatively the same, supremely confident. Now gets it up on the inside. And a smirk and a smile by Callum Walsh, egging Villarreal on.
He's got so much guts, this kid.
10 seconds.
Callum.
Final 10 seconds of the round. Right hand gets through by Walsh.
He wobbled him with that. Did you see that?
Yeah. Very nicely done there to end the round for Callum Walsh. Man, the atmosphere and mood in this room right now is electric, and for good reason. A phenomenal fight is unfolding, and here's some of the action Peter walking through.
Villarreal with the lead left hook, setting things up, putting the pressure on, landing that right hand, grazing him with the right hand. If Callum could just get back to that 2 or 3 punch combinations like he was doing earlier in the fight, could take control back.
He's in a fight tonight. I think he won that round pretty soundly.
Closed it out properly well. You mentioned, Peter, that Callum had him hurt. Callum's had Villarreal hurt a few times throughout this fight, but hasn't been able to capitalize and close it out. We'll see if he can get things going here and try to get that stoppage in round number 8.
Yeah, he's tough enough to test Callum. You know, I would think that Callum hasn't fought a guy this tough to this point.
Right hand by Villarreal finds a home.
But only he could answer that.
You know, and that was the thing Tom Loeffler said about getting Ishmael Villarreal for this fight, talking about his loss. It was a loss that was entertaining and one that many people didn't believe Villarreal truly lost. They sought out a game opponent, and that's exactly what they have in front of Callum Walsh now.
Well, they believe in him, and I think everybody believes in this kid. He's determined. He's just figuring it out.
Now, Callum Walsh giving you a preview of his wrestling skills that he might use in mixed martial arts one day. A little elevation, but he lets it go. 2 minutes left here in round number 8.
You got to get in there. Don't get hit with the overhand punch.
When Villarreal gets into that posture that he's going to throw a looping sucker punch, it freezes up Callum. Callum just got to work through that, back to the feints and get back to the jab so he can nullify the BS. It's almost like a fight in the Bronx on the streets.
Halfway point of the round.
I'll give him credit though. When the boxing ain't working for him, he's finding what works. I think he's found a way through this fight to get out of those early rounds that he was hurt so bad.
And credit to Callum Walsh, because I don't think those games or tactics are mentally really bothering him.
The jab is working pretty good right now. Keep that jab working. Nice body shot by Callum.
Inside the final minute of round number 8.
Now the respect here from both these guys.
Yeah, I got to believe everyone watching all around the world on UFC Fight Pass respects both of these gentlemen for the war that they're putting on inside the ring. Final 10 seconds. What a fight, what a night it's been here inside the theater at Madison Square Garden. Peter?
Good head movement by Villarreal, making a miss. Callum come back, counter with a right hand. I think they have the respect of each other. They're looking for openings. They're looking for ways.
Here's the action from the end of the round.
And he got away from those punches, those right hands. He didn't get hit that time with those right hands.
The Irish have come out tonight in Madison Square Garden's theater. But so have the fans of the man from the Bronx, Ishmael Villarreal. Definitely bringing the fight.
Villarreal, very dangerous with those overhands.
Yes, he is. Callum's going to have to put a couple things together here these next couple of rounds.
Nice left hand by Walsh. Wobbles Villarreal. Not getting too aggressive, though, is the king.
Very smart, very smart.
Come on, Callum. Just missing that right hand. Left hand, excuse me.
You give the guy the momentum if you let him come forward.
Villarreal marching forward, trying to put it on the Irishman.
No. Come on, real quick.
Callum has to press.
Villarreal getting a bit unorthodox with his rushing tactics here, Peter.
Yeah, if he could dip the shoulder, Callum can dip the shoulder into his chest when he comes in like that. He might stop him from coming forward.
Well, Villarreal is confusing him a little bit because he's coming in wild, so Callum's leading.
It's not what he's used to seeing. And if he can dip that shoulder right there and just dig it into his chin and chest, bump and push him off a little bit. You get back to coming forward.
I think it's clear to see why Villarreal is doing that, because if they're boxing at range, it's a fight that Callum Walsh is dictating the win.
It doesn't work to Villarreal's favor.
Oh, nice combination there. Villarreal tries to shake it off.
I think he's playing cat and mouse a little bit. Got Callum, nice jab. Your jab is working well.
Beautiful combination of punches by Callum Walsh. Oh, now he's playing a speed bag with Villarreal's head, and the Bronx natives is welcoming it.
He just took it away from Villarreal.
Again, the Irishman goes fast with his hands.
He stole around with that one, huh,
wow.
He did do that.
9 down, 1 to go. Our main event with the WBC Silver Super Welterweight Championship on the line. Callum Walsh defending.
Watch these combinations. Watch these two sets of combinations here.
He's just letting his hands go. Not even thinking about what he's doing.
Nice
just
job.
let him go.
And then he held on.
No answers. How do you answer that?
I think the answer is to try not to play that game again.
Yeah.
Fast hands by the king, Callum Walsh. Putting an emphasis on that round, and it's going to be hard for the judges not to reward him for doing so.
I do, and I think he's got to take this round to be convincing. You know, it's going to be a hard round.
Close it out.
Here we go, 10th and final round underway. King Callum Walsh, Ishmael Villarreal, TJ DeSantis, Jerry Cooney, Peter Welch, ringside here at the theater in the Mecca, Madison Square Garden.
Callum's trying to work that jab, and there's a nice right hand there. Left hand, excuse me, by Callum. This is...
I think Callum was saying he's maybe tied up in the ropes. He got a hard right hand from Villarreal. Recovering up is Walsh. Wow. Knockdown scored.
I think he pushed him.
I think he did too.
I think it was a push as well.
And Villarreal was celebrating. The referee had to say, calm down. Put him in a neutral corner, now back
There
underway.
was no 8 count. There was no 8 count.
There was no 8 count.
Push down.
Interesting that there was that dramatic of a stoppage for it.
Let him go. Let him go.
Coming down the stretch, a very important round and a very close fight.
There it is.
Touch over 90 seconds remain.
He knows all he can do is knock him out to win the fight.
I'd like to see a couple more combinations from Callum. Inside. Nice body shot right there by Callum.
Watch your head. No. Watch it. Come on.
Give him back. Give it back to him.
Now inside the final minute. Fast hands by the Irishman, Callum Walsh. Villarreal trying to march forward. Not throwing yet. Here we go, 30 seconds left in our main event.
Nice job.
Everything's got to be left.
Here we go.
Right here, right now. Solid straight punches here by the King. Callum Walsh egging him on.
10 seconds.
Right hand by the King. Eats a right hand by Villarreal. They're going to throw to the bell. Callum Walsh going to laugh. As Villarreal turned 180 degrees to him, and we go the distance. What a fight. Dana White, appreciative of what he saw from the King. Judges going to tally their 10s and 9s. Callum Walsh goes the distance, just the second time in his career. A lot to be learned for this one, for both men. I'm curious, Peter, how do you see this one? I mean, unofficial scorecard, we weren't really going round by round, but do you have a good sense? Can either of these guys feel confident?
Yeah.
Like I suspected in the beginning, he was going to outclass him. He did. There were spots where the kid came back with some roughhouse tactics that worked to his favor against Callum. But I think Callum adjusted to it, got back to boxing.
I think you're right. When you talk about it from a pure boxing standpoint, which is what it scored on, Callum Walsh was the superior fighter. But
I don't think that he adjusted so well to that right hand all night long. You can't come in with that uppercut and getting caught with a right hand like that. Someone's got to tell you don't do that, especially with a guy that can punch like that.
Right.
Take a look at some of the action here as we close this one out.
Callum's just letting his hands go at this point.
But he won the fight. Callum won the fight.
Callum egging on Villarreal here to close the fight.
See that right? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a scary proposition because you're giving the guy a chance to knock you out in that case.
What a fight. It lived up to the billing tonight here inside the theater at Madison Square Garden. Judges are tallying their 10s and 9s.
I said it was going to be a super fight.
You were right. It was a great fight. Some love inside the theater being thrown the way of Ishmael Villarreal. Judges have tallied their 10s and 9s. Will it be the hometown kid, Ishmael Villarreal, getting his hand raised? Or is it Callum Walsh defending his title, remaining undefeated? We will find out now. We go to Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 10 exciting rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards one more time. New York, for both of these warriors, show your appreciation out there. Max DeLuca scores it 97-92. Glenn Feldman, 97-92. Eric Marlinski, 96-93. All for your winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated, King Callum Walsh!
Now 9-0. Undefeated remains the King, Callum Walsh, as he gets it done in his Madison Square Garden debut. Hey, everybody, it's TJ DeSantis here, getting you ready for the return of the King this Friday on UFC Fight Pass, starting early, getting your fight weekend kicked off the right way, with the fight starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. That is 9:30 here in the morning on the West Coast. We're doing a watch-along for Callum's fight. I'll be on it with Jens Pulver. So if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, all that stuff, be right here Friday morning as we get you ready for this phenomenal matchup that features the undefeated fighting pride of Cork, Ireland, King Callum Walsh, defending his title once again, the WBC Continental America's Super Welterweight title. Will be on the line when he takes on the top-ranked Polish fighter, Ranowski. Again, it is all here exclusively on UFC Fight Pass, so tune in for that. All right, going to go back to the next fight chronologically in Callum's run. We just saw him do his first fight ever inside the Mecca, the theater, Madison Square Garden, and he had back-to-back fights there. Now he's going to take on the very tough and durable Darren Yulisenoff. So let's check it out. More King Callum Walsh here on a career marathon from UFC Fight Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sponsored by Legend Sports Bar NYC, home of the champions and the official after party for Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions. Also sponsored by Forged Irish Stout, the creamiest stout in the world. Hustler Casino Los Angeles, Howler Head Whiskey, and Olive Pad. This bout is sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission with Executive Director Kim Sumbler and Director of Boxing Matt Delagio. Our three judges at ringside are Thomas Carson, Tony Palalo, and Robin Taylor. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Eric Dolly. And now, for everyone watching on UFC Fight Pass around the world, and everyone here at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Starts now! 10 rounds for the WBC Continental America's Super Welterweight Championship. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, holding a professional record, 11 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. 10 of those wins coming by knockout, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 154 pounds. Tonight in the red and black camo, he hails from Brooklyn, New York. Make some noise for Darren Yulisenoff! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an undefeated professional record, 9 wins, no losses, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 154 pounds. Tonight, in the green and white and orange trunks, hailing in his corner, Hall of Fame legend Freddie Rhodes. This man hails from Cork, Ireland. He has returned to the world's most famous arena. This is King Callum Walsh. And when the action begins, the referee in charge, Eric Dolly.
Okay, gentlemen, you already know the rules. Let me remind you to keep it clean, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Eric Dolly getting this main event assignment, scheduled 10 rounds for the WBC Continental America's Super Welterweight title. The undefeated fighting pride of Cork, Ireland, the king, Callum Walsh, taking on the Kazakh in Darren Yulisenoff. TJ DeSantis, Doug Fisher, Peter Welch, live from inside the theater at Madison Square Garden. It is the site of Hollywood Fight Nights. Appreciate you joining us on UFC Fight Pass. Right hand to the body from the king. See how aggressive Walsh is here early.
Keep your punches up, bro. Keep your punches up.
Looks like Yulisenoff is going to give him opportunities to get off because he's a come-forward fighter.
Finding home early for that right hook.
We saw a lot from Walsh in that first fight here at the theater at Madison Square Garden. Combination of punches, Yulisenoff saying nothing on it. But I was impressed, you know, that night in November, Doug, just about what we saw from Callum, especially later in the fight when his opponent wasn't going away.
Work your hands free, work out of that.
Villarreal really brought that fight out of Callum Walsh, and it was there in spades. He was ready to go until the very end, and it was dangerous until the very end.
Yeah, Villarreal is a prospect in his own right. He's a tough guy. He has a good chin, but he was also cagey defensively. And, you know, he didn't just present himself. He was kind of in, he was out. And just a slick boxer who could punch a little bit. And I think that was perfect work for Callum. Can't all be easy. You're not going to grow. If you just blow everybody out in a round or two, you're not going to grow as a fighter.
Absolutely, and the growth on display day in, day out inside the Wild Card Boxing Gym in Hollywood. And, you know, a lot of people say nice things about Callum Walsh, and among them, chief among them, is the Hall of Famer, legendary Freddie Roach. When Freddie Roach is saying good things about you, that means something.
You're doing all right.
Stop. No.
And Freddie has a proven track record for taking prospects to contenders and world champions or former champions and bringing them back to the gold ring. You know, he's good with southpaws as well. When he had Manny Pacquiao, he had a fighter with tremendous talent and athletic ability who was early on all left hand, kind of a one-arm bandit. And he made it a point to give Manny Pacquiao a jab and a good right hook. And we're seeing that from Callum already. We're seeing the jab, we're seeing the right hook. So I think Freddie will continue to build with this young talent.
Solid shots there by Callum Walsh to end the round. Yulisenoff said that, basically intimated to Walsh that he wasn't too impressed with his power. He hit a couple shots there in that round. We'll see if he can continue to stand up to that. Peter Welch, your thoughts on the first 3 minutes turned in by Callum?
Well, what was happening there in the corner, Yulisenoff was putting some pressure on Callum, and Callum got pushed down, and he came back and started, to return fire, shoot that left hand, finish with the right hook. So he put it back on him, Yulisenoff, and he established himself in that round. I think I just got a sudden storm of water and wind blast.
It happens. Our commentary table literally inside the blue corner here tonight. I just don't want them to mess up your hair, Peter. I'm jealous of that hair. Round 2 underway. Again, our main event scheduled for 10.
Stop! No. Let's go. Box.
Ooh, beautiful combination of punches by Callum Walsh. Yulisenoff in some trouble, trying to move.
It was a right hook that started that fuselage. And what I like is that Callum is throwing sharp, accurate punches. He's putting heat on them, but he's not overcommitting.
Right hand, 8 there by Walsh.
Yeah, Yulisenoff letting him know, hey, I've got a right hook too.
Stop! Let him up clean. No. Hey. Come on, don't do that.
Referee admonishing Yulisenoff for that. Callum sort of fell off to the side there.
Let's go.
Seems to be okay.
He's trying to mug him. Yulisenoff is trying to intimidate him, trying to mug him. But I don't think Callum can be easily intimidated.
No, it's going to take more than that.
He's seen a lot. He's talking back to him with the punches, those clean shots, the right hook, the straight left hand.
Callum, no stranger to getting rough and tumble in the gym. Trains with Tony Ferguson from time to time. If you know anything about Tony, that guy's a madman.
What he did to the kid here the last time, he's just going to build on that. And I can see it in his style, his speed, and how he's returning fire to Yulisenoff.
Pick him up.
How would you describe Walsh's style? Boxer puncher?
Boxer puncher for sure. I'm really impressed with the speed. He's putting 5 and 6 punches together.
2 minutes down here in round number 2.
Solid shot.
It's another one, does Yulisenoff.
You can hear them in the corner yelling out, use the speed, don't load up.
That's all he has to do.
Stop.
Be fast. Flash
Watch
your
your heads,
heads.
man. You all right? Let me see.
Callum might have got the worst of that.
Let's go.
We saw him last year get cut from Carson Jones, I believe it was, at Commerce. And
correct.
When Callum Walsh sees his own blood, he turns it on. I think he finished that fight very quickly.
The very next round, he overwhelmed Carson Jones, a veteran of more than 60 pro fights.
He's really dialing in that right hook. If it's going to be a punch that hurts Yulisenoff, I think it's going to be the right hook.
Turn! Made up.
He's already marked up on his left eye.
2 rounds down. Take a look at some of the action. Doug Fisher, walk us through.
Callum Walsh going to the body and the head, doubling from the body and head with the right hook, coming back with the left. Yulisenoff showing he can take a punch back to the ropes. Callum's letting both hands go. He's not landing all of them, but he's landing enough of them.
Putting that pressure on him.
Yulisenoff showing that he's a rough customer in there. There's Callum with a beautiful lead right hook. Lands right to the face.
Inside the corner of Callum Walsh, Hall of Fame trainer Freddie Roach, his chief second.
And here we go, set for round number 3.
Right hook again. Callum got things under control as long as he keeps applying that pressure.
One's done now, 2 or 3.
Don't push him like that. Don't push him.
Glancing left hand by the King.
I see a little unsteadiness in Yulisenoff's legs. Just a little bit.
Peter, if a fighter really drains himself to make weight, is he more susceptible to body shots?
I don't know about body shots, but I just think overall going through that cut, if it's a over dehydration.
He told us that he dropped 20 pounds from Tuesday.
That's a lot of weight.
So, I mean, I guess, he can rehydrate and put that back on, but yeah, does it affect the equilibrium or the legs or?
Absolutely, and if a guy's accustomed to doing that, cutting, it's okay, but as you get over in years, it'll start to affect you, and it could be the matter of one fight would be the difference. You get old in one fight.
Yulisenoff is 37.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
This is not how Yulisenoff normally fights. He's usually a come forward stalker. Yeah, he's giving ground to young Callum because he's been stung a few times, I think.
If you look at his legs, they look a little unsteady. He's off balance a little bit. Callum's taking advantage of those moments where he can get in there and capitalize and hit him with the clean shots.
Nice left hand finds a home for the King, Callum Walsh. Yulisenoff saying, nah, that wasn't as good as you think it is.
You know what, though? He missed with the right hook, followed up with the left.
Nice straight right by Walsh, finds the head of Yulisenoff.
Watch your heads again. Watch your heads.
He's almost covering his body up when he comes in, Yulisenoff.
That says Walsh hurt him there.
He's anticipating those body shots.
Targeting again was Walsh.
Stop. Let him out clean. Let him out clean. Step back.
3 rounds in the books. Callum Walsh dictating the pace in this fight. Take a look at some of the action there from that 3rd round here. Again, this is our main event. Doug Fisher, what do you see?
Callum coming in with the high guard, misses with the right, but he zeroes in with the left.
Yulisenoff,
as rugged as advertised, is telling him, no, you didn't hurt me. But I think most fighters know that means
they stung him.
That means you did hurt him.
Yeah.
It's opposite day when those conversations happen generally in fighting. Inside the corner here of Yulisenoff. You guys mentioned that he's not really fighting in his signature style. Not exactly sure if that's from, the weight cut or if it's just the fact that Callum Walsh has been putting it on him and making him feel incredibly uncomfortable.
Well, he applies that pressure. Callum puts the pressure on, coming forward, the speed, the power. That'll do something to a guy and make him change his style.
Work your hands, work on that. Let him go.
So he's trying to, Yulisenoff, he's trying to come forward now. And it's just a matter of if he gets caught or not.
Staying on him here is Walsh. Yulisenoff able to tie up here. Referee intervenes, separates him back at space.
It seems like the shots were even knocking him over. They're coming in so high.
No holding. Let him go. Callum, let him go. Let him go. Stop.
Quick left hand there from Yulisenoff in the clinch.
Don't hit him in the back of the head. Let's go.
Referee warns Yulisenoff for striking the back of the head.
Stop. Let him out clean. Hey, Darren, stop. No more. No. That's okay. No more.
Referee admonishing him again. Second time he's trying to dump Smith off to the side.
I think it's the third time.
Or Walsh, rather.
And here comes the fourth time.
I'd like to see him get back to that jab to set things up a little bit.
Minute and a half remains here in round number 4. Right hand to the body. Left hand over the top by the King.
Turn around. Let's go.
Somebody lost the mouthpiece, yeah.
Stop. I know.
Yulisenoff, I believe.
Callum.
No,
It's Callum.
Callum.
Let's go.
Yulisenoff's.
Let's go.
Yeah. Telling Callum to go to the neutral corner. It's going to wash off the mouthpiece. It's funny, in boxing they always wash off the mouthpiece, but in the UFC every week they just throw it back in.
Just toss it. Oh, it's so gross.
Back to the body goes the King.
Step back.
Inside the final 30 seconds of round number 4.
Pick him up.
Referee telling Yulisenoff that shot was a bit low.
Ten seconds.
Ooh, nice left hand for Walsh. Wobbled Yulisenoff. And the round expires. We now go inside the corner of Callum Walsh. Head second, the Hall of Famer Freddie Roach. Fifth round underway of our main event. In the corner there, you heard Freddie Roach say he had him hurt. Implored Walsh to maybe let his hands go. We'll see how aggressive he gets here in this 5th round. Peter, do you expect Callum to turn up the heat here?
Well, Freddie said so he's going to do it. It's good advice when he puts his punches together and he lets his hands go. He can't go wrong.
Let him out clean.
Left hand inside the clinch there by Yulisenoff. Referee breaks him 2 minutes to go here in round number 5. Glancing left hand by Callum Walsh found a home. Yulisenoff continuing to march forward.
Yeah, drastic weight cut aside, Yulisenoff told us that he had a really good camp in Kazakhstan, in the mountains of Kazakhstan, actually. Felt really good about the weeks he spent training training in his home country.
Don't pull his head down. Stop, stop, stop. Keep your head up, Callum. Keep your head up. Give me your gloves.
Combination, Callum. Speed, speed, speed.
Yulisenoff knows what's at stake. Obviously, a title on the line, but he said that, you know, a win over Callum Walsh would mean a lot and could potentially be life-changing, career-changing for him.
Definitely changes the trajectory of his career. He's had a few losses, and you know, unfortunately, the way boxing is now, you get a few losses, and it is a huge setback. You beat a highly touted prospect, and you get a WBC Continental Americas title. That's a big changer.
You mentioned the idea of losing in boxing is a nice punch landed there for Callum Walsh. Callum Walsh is not afraid to lose, and that's what I think is interesting. He is so excited to fight. He doesn't care who it is. He trusts, you know, the process, and I think that's what is so amazing about him and his approach to fighting. He just truly loves to fight. And
he's like an MMA fighter.
He is.
Because boxers, they don't want to lose. Like they fear it. I mean, all competitors, they want to win.
Right.
But the way boxing has been, the culture of boxing over the past, I don't know, 30 or 40 years, it's just losses set you back so far. It's like, you know, you're not allowed to be a star unless you're undefeated. So young fighters have grown up just conditioned to fearing the loss. And it's very refreshing that Walsh isn't.
You talk about him being like an MMA fighter. He said, without question, one day he plans on stepping on inside the octagon and testing out all of his martial arts skills. And he said Tom Loeffler might not want to hear it, but he's messing around with a little jiu-jitsu on the side.
Yulisenoff, let me say that 10 times fast, just took a big shot at the end of that round. And I could see him, Callum chipping away at him, chipping. So
well, you're seeing it on his face right here.
Absolutely.
The right side of his face is busted up, and that's from the straight left of Callum.
This one stopped him dead in his tracks. So we're going to see the effects of that.
Now my question is, did Callum notice? Sometimes a fighter lands like a
punch that makes his opponent's entire body go numb, and later you find out like they didn't know it.
Well, the bell rang, so there wasn't much he could do about it. But
Stop! Let him up, please. Stop.
He's not as strong. He's not lifting him up anymore.
It's okay.
That's what it might come down to, who's stronger in the end. Haven't seen him put the punches together and let his hands go yet, though.
You talking about Walsh?
Yeah, since Freddie mentioned that to him. To let his hands go, he hasn't really done that.
He's loading up a little bit more in these rounds than he did in the earlier rounds, and I liked it better in the earlier rounds because it was combinations. It was punches and bunches. It was more about the speed. But maybe he sensed that he's hurt him, and he's trying to hurt him again. He was putting a lot into single shots.
Back to the body goes Walsh. Nice right hand.
You can hear the impact. These are not love taps.
Halfway point of this one.
Walsh's punches have more effect when they're coming out fast and he's putting his combos together.
Left hand. A couple of them finds a home for Callum Walsh.
Yulisenoff is as game as they come, but he's getting the worst of these exchanges. And I'm not seeing as much pop on his punches as earlier in this fight. It's almost like Yulisenoff is pushing the shots.
Yeah, he's losing it.
Another left hand by Walsh, and Yulisenoff going back to the well saying, no, it's not that bad, I'm fine.
I think Callum senses it, that he's losing it.
Yeah, there's some steam that has come off of the punches of Yulisenoff.
Ooh, big left hand by the Irishman.
A lot of steam there. That was right to the ear.
Final 10 seconds of round number 6.
10 seconds. Step back, step back, step back, step back.
6 down, 4 to go in our main event. Again, King Callum Walsh taking on Darren Yulisenoff. WBC Continental America Super Welterweight title hanging in the balance. Peter Welch, walk us through some of the action.
Well, Callum set him up with the jab, finished him with the left hand, putting that pressure on. I think he senses that Yulisenoff doesn't have the pop or the steam in his punches that he once did. Be curious to see this next round, how Callum turns it up. If we could hear Freddie now, he'd probably be telling him to let his hands go. Yeah, Yulisenoff's banged up pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of swelling underneath that right eye. You mentioned that from the left hand, Doug, of Callum Walsh. It's been on point. We'll see if he goes back to it here in the 7th round. In our main event, TJ DeSantis, Doug Fisher, Peter Welch, live tonight inside the theater at Madison Square Garden. Appreciate you joining us on UFC Fight Pass.
Callum starting off with the right hook.
Stop! Let him out clean.
Sure, we're going to see the straight left. Sure, we're going to see body punches. The one punch I want to see more from Callum is actually the jab.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that can hasten wearing down Yulisenoff. If you start, he starts catching Yulisenoff and snapping the head back. That wears fighters down.
Walsh went to tap gloves there, and Yulisenoff went to the body. Nice combination for the King. Right hand.
Like how Callum sets up that power jab, he covers up, jumps in on it, gets his whole body into that jab.
Stop! Watch your heads.
Nice right hook.
Yulisenoff went to the body with the left and ate a hard right from Callum Walsh.
Step back.
Minute and a half remains in round number 7.
Stay on him, stay on him.
Nothing on it.
Stop! Let him out clean. Turn around, turn around.
Watch out!
Tell you what, Yulisenoff is one tough customer.
He definitely is.
He is the definition of rugged. I mean, he looks rugged. You look at him, you're like, okay, you're a tough guy, I can tell. And he's proving it tonight. As he has absorbed some choice body shots and head shots from Walsh.
Stop! Turn around, turn around, turn around.
We mentioned that weight cut, cutting over 20 pounds this week. He's been through some rough times and still swinging here in our main event.
Step back, step back.
Callum's closing in. Winks to somebody in the crowd.
Yeah. I noticed that. That speaks to his poise and how relaxed he is in there.
Walsh may have had him hurt there to end the round. Yulisenoff kind of bounced off the ropes there. Look at some of the action. There was a moment where Walsh might have thrown a couple of fights on the break, or punches on the break.
Here's the break.
That was just like a little sort of friendly tap from,
Yulisenoff not having any touching of gloves.
He went for a friendly tap of his own.
Just a little more mustard on his.
And here's Callum paying him back in kind towards the end of the round. And these are some big shots from Callum. Yulisenoff more off balance than hurt there. But it's Callum in command.
Headed into the 8th round of our main event. Again, the undefeated fighting pride of Cork, Ireland, King Callum Walsh, taking on Kazakhstan's Darren Yulisenoff. TJ DeSantis, Peter Welch, Doug Fisher. We are inside the theater at Madison Square Garden, the site of Hollywood Fight Nights. Hard right hand by Callum Walsh.
Stop! Let him up. Let him. Don't throttle him. You all right?
Callum's trying to put his punches together more in this round.
Like how he misses a punch and the guy bails out, he follows up with the other punch. Keeps stepping forward.
Looking at the face of Walsh, it's relatively clean. Don't see any bruising, any marks.
The same can't be said for Yulisenoff.
He's looking worse for wear for sure. And those welts aren't just on his face; they're on his neck and shoulders, his back.
You see the left side of his body from those right hooks to the body.
Yeah, Yulisenoff is earning his check tonight. And he's still trying. He's still trying to wing these shots, still trying to get something done.
Show me something, man.
He just doesn't have the physical strength and the power.
The ref might be looking to stop it.
Well, I heard him say, show me something, and I know he's talking to Yulisenoff. I know, referees will worry about the accumulation of damage, even if a fighter doesn't go down.
Stop. Turn around.
Callum can help convince him with a barrage of punches.
.45 seconds left here in round number 8.
Keep your punches up. I got you. Sit up. 10 seconds, guys.
Last few moments here in the round.
Easy, don't hit him there. Time! Hey, Doc.
8 in the books.
Doc, get ready.
Take a look at the corner here of Darren Yulisenoff. Referee calling in the doctor. Gonna have a look at him. Again, an accumulation of damage over this fight has Yulisenoff's face pretty puffy. Peter, are you concerned at all about Yulisenoff being able to continue in this one?
Yeah, we got one round to go. Two rounds to go. It wouldn't be a bad idea to stop the fight. Give him one more round, maybe. The doctor's taking a look at him. He's already taken a hell of a beating.
Yeah, he's absorbed a lot of punishment over 8 rounds.
Look at the fresh-faced Irishman over there, 23 years old. Not a mark really on his face in this one. And now here's the doctor to take a look. Yulisenoff saying he wants to fight. He will be permitted to do so. Round 9 underway. Get our main event for the WBC Continental America's Super Welterweight title.
Step back. Well, he's the closest to the action, but from where we're sitting, there's tremendous impact on these punches that Walsh is landing.
Darren, don't hit on the break now. Let's go. Come on.
You mentioned the referee has the best seat.
Stop. Pick them up. That was low, all right? You all right?
Now admonishing Walsh for throwing a shot below the belt.
Come on, Darren.
Yeah, ref is concerned. You know, just because a fighter can take the shots doesn't mean he should have to take those shots. The referees and the ringside doctors are there to save the bravest of fighters from themselves.
Stop! Let him up clean. Don't hit him in the back, Callum. Come on.
Peter, how much do you think it would take for Walsh to get this one done? If the referee's looking for a reason to stop it, what does he need to do to give him one?
Just a barrage of punches could be enough for the referee to stop it. I mean, he could step in now with those clean shots, those single shots.
One more time, Darren. I'll let you go. One more time.
Referee saying it one more time. Let him go one more time.
Yeah, he wants to stop this.
See if Walsh turns up the heat.
Turn around.
It's under a minute and a half remains in round number 9. Right hand to the body. That's it. It's a wrap. Another one for the king, Callum Walsh. Victorious. He stops Darren Yulisenoff. And he's now the WBC Continental America's Super Welterweight Champion.
I think that was a good stoppage.
Absolutely.
Yulisenoff, yeah, he's just taking too much.
Too much damage. He's too tough for his own good. He's not going to play.
And it comes down to fighter safety. And at a point, it's clear Yulisenoff's not going to pull the rabbit out of his hat and win this fight. And if he's not able to win the fight, why allow him to take any more damage?
Yeah, why sustain this needless physical damage to his body and his head? And you're right, he doesn't have the physical strength and the punching power to turn it around. And I think that was evident like a few rounds ago.
And it was taken from him by the king, Callum Walsh, who really put it on Yulisenoff. Again, all the credit to the world for the man from Kazakhstan, but Callum Walsh, again, continuing to grow, puts in 8+ solid rounds tonight here inside the theater at Madison Square Garden, captures another belt, and the hype train doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon.
Not at all. And I like that he wants to stay busy this year. I like that winning the WBC Continental America's title only makes him want to make more ring appearances in a given calendar year. And again, this is the kind of stuff that we don't see we don't see enough from young U.S. fighters.
Take a look at the final few moments of this fight.
Yeah, Yulisenoff covering up against the ropes. Unable to avoid these hard punches, though, from Walsh. Walsh swarming him as he tries to duck down.
And I think the referee did the right thing.
I mean, all the credit to Yulisenoff for being as tough as they come, but enough is enough.
He was looking for the right exchange to justify the stoppage. The referee, good call.
Peter, you were here back in November when we saw Callum in his theater at MSG debut. Great night then, another solid night tonight. What's your biggest takeaway from this fight?
He continues to excel every fight. He gets better. He showed his poise tonight. He showed all the tools that he used in the last fight, plus the poise of a professional.
You mentioned the poise. Yulisenoff tried to make this one ugly and dirty, throwing him off to the side. I mean, you might call that veteranship, gamesmanship. Sometimes it can rattle a young fighter, but you're absolutely right. Unflappable tonight was the king.
You can't rattle this kid. He's been around. He's traveled all around the world fighting. So you're not going to rattle him. He's going to go anywhere. He's going to come into your hometown and take your titles and beat all your guys.
And he's done it on both coasts here in the United States. Obviously, first few fights out on the West Coast. He comes to Boston a year ago on St. Patrick's Day weekend. November saw him come here and make his MSG debut, and tonight the story continues, and I'm here for it.
He's a flashback fighter. You see him, he dress up like the Peaky Blinders, and he is truly a classic flashback guy, an old school guy at heart. That old spirit lives on in Callum Walsh, and he brings the fans. He fills the venues. He's a crowd-pleasing boxer puncher that we all love to watch fight.
And Tom Loeffler talked about it, the MMA fans getting behind Callum Walsh from this exposure on UFC Fight Pass, and it's great to see the two worlds come together. And boxing and MMA for a very long time were rival sports. That's not the case anymore. I love the fact that boxing can shine in this platform, and I love not just Callum Walsh being able to shine in this stage, but all the fighters we've seen at Hollywood Fight Nights. The future of boxing, somehow it lives on UFC Fight Pass.
UFC has the magic formula where they put the best guys against the best guys. And with this relationship between the UFC and 360, they're doing the same thing. They're allowing these kids to grow with proper competition, so they level up every fight.
Leveling up indeed is the king, Callum Walsh, now 10-0, and a new title for the mantle, WBC Continental America Super Welterweight Championship. Going to go back to Hollywood by way of Cork, Ireland. King Callum Walsh doing big things in front of a fan-friendly crowd inside the theater at Madison Square Garden. All right, it's time to make this one official, to crown the king. We go inside to Matt Perino.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eric Dolly has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 56 seconds in round number 9, declaring the winner by TKO, and now the new WBC Continental America Super Welterweight Champion, King Callum Walsh!
There he is, the king, Callum Walsh, getting it done here on this career marathon of King Callum Walsh on UFC Fight Passes. We're getting ready for his big showdown return to Fight Pass and a homecoming for him as he is fighting for the first time as a pro in Dublin, Ireland. Hey, everybody, TJ DeSantis hanging out with you. Want to remind you, you can sign up right now over at UFC Fight Pass and get hooked up with the biggest no-brainer in all of combat sports. We always talk about how the future UFC stars of tomorrow fight today and some of the great live event promotions that we have over on UFC Fight Pass. By the way, might as well just show you some of them right now. We got a stacked weekend coming up this weekend. Karate Combat, they're doing their thing. Cage Warriors, one of the best shows based out of the UK. They're back on Fight Pass. I mentioned Callum Walsh. He's returning on Friday morning here on the West Coast. LFA is headed your way. Another show from Cage Warriors. Cage Fury, they're back in action on Saturday. And then we're going to round out the weekend with some action down in Houston, Texas with Fury FC 96. But again, don't forget, big return for the king, Callum Walsh, defending his WBC Continental America's Super Welterweight Championship. And you can watch it live right here on UFC Fight Pass. All right, one final fight before we make our way towards the exit. It's the last fight of Callum Walsh's career. They say you're only as good as your last fight. In the last fight, heading into this one on Friday, Callum Walsh looked pretty damn good. He took on a very tough Carlos Ortiz out of Chumash Casino here in Southern California. So let's see the king go back to work. It is Callum Walsh and Carlos Ortiz right here on UFC Fight Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event of the evening. Sponsored by HustlerHollywood.com, Torque Law for all your personal legal needs, and Howler Head Whiskey. Welcome to our jungle. This bout is sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission with Commissioner Peter Villegas and Chairman Andy Foster in attendance. Our three judges at ringside are Zachary Young, Carla Kais, and Fernando Villarreal. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the contest is Jack Reese. And now, live from the Chumash Casino Resort, here at the sold-out Santianes WBC Continental America's Super Welterweight Championship. Introducing first in the blue corner, the challenger, holding a professional record of 14 wins with 5 losses. All of his wins coming by way of knockout. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 153.4 pounds. Tonight in the black trunks, he hails from Torreon, Coahuila de Zaragoza, Mexico. Here is Carlos Ali Ortiz Cervantes. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an undefeated record of 10 wins, 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 153.6 pounds. Tonight in the black, green, and orange trunks with Hall of Fame legend Freddie Roach in his corner. He hails from Cork, Ireland. He has returned, the reigning, defending WBC Continental America's Super Welterweight Champion, the one and only King Callum Walsh.
Step right here, Kim. Okay, mouthpiece. Okay. Estás bueno, aquí. This is the line right here, and on yours, the line is right through the center of the king. Protégate en todo momento. Play duro, play limpio. Listen to obey my commands at all time. Protect yourself at all time. Fight hard, fight clean. Buena suerte, good luck.
Jack Reese getting this main event assignment, 10 rounds of boxing for the WBC Continental America Super Welterweight Championship. The King, Callum Walsh, defending against Mexico's Carlos Ortiz. TJ DeSantis along with Pearl Gonzalez, live tonight inside the Chumash Casino Resort in Santa Ynez, California, the site of Tom Loeffler's Hollywood Fight Nights. Appreciate you joining us on UFC Fight Pass. Wearing the black is the King, Callum Walsh. Walsh wanted to prove that he has all facets of his boxing game firing. He says that he has yet to have a performance, Pearl, that he's truly proud of. 10 wins, he's looked great under some of the brightest lights in boxing thus far, but unsatisfied largely is the King, and that fuels him and motivates him to be better each and every time out.
Absolutely, and I don't know if he's ever going to have that perfect performance. One thing I love that he said is he knows how to win, and at the end of the day, that's what matters in this. Is he's a bright star, he's got a lot of eyes on him, and he knows how to come out here and win, and that's all that matters, and that's good for him. Good for him that he's not satisfied with his performances, because that forces him to go right back to the gym and continue to work hard, and it showcases he improves with every single fight that he comes out to.
He's got a heavy-handed opponent in front of him tonight, and there's a lot of talk about Ortiz bringing a storm early, but through a minute plus into this opening round, it's Callum Walsh that is proven to be the more aggressive fighter here early.
Oh my God, he's doing a fantastic job of controlling this range right now, not allowing for Robles to get inside, Ortiz to get inside, and that's the style of fight that Ortiz needs. He needs a phone booth fight. He's like a bullfighter. He needs to step inside. He throws great combinations to the body, and then will come back upstairs, and Callum is doing a great job of keeping him at the end of his punches, keeping him exactly where he wants him.
Oh, nice left hand by the King, finds a home. See how aggressive here Walsh wants to remain here in this opening round, final minute of the first. We talk about the heavy hands of Ortiz. Callum Walsh, no slouch in his own right.
Oh my
80%
God,
finishing rate.
And his punches are so crisp, so clean. And tonight he's coming with bad intentions. And you know, I talked to Freddie this morning about this fight, and he said he had to come out here and establish his fight early on, not allow for Ortiz to get going like he's trying here, and he's trying, and that he believes that Callum's going to close the show tonight.
Oh my goodness! Dropped his Ortiz. Callum Walsh makes a huge statement. Mouthpiece spit out by Ortiz. Count being laid in by Jack Reese. He is on wobbly legs.
He's hurt.
Ring the bell. Box.
Wow.
I think Jack Reese might have taken a point for spitting out the mouthpiece as well.
I mean, it was a great attempt at a tactic there to spit the mouthpiece out. They clean it. It gives them some more time. So it was a great tactic, but it was unfair, and I'm glad that the referee called that.
Let's take a look at this knockdown here, Pearl.
Oh,
I mean,
goodness.
devastating
Beautiful.
power.
Callum went downstairs to the body and then finished upstairs, landed perfectly. Look at that, right on the side of the head as he was coming up. So utilized the momentum of him coming up and just sat him down.
Now we'll look in the corner, Hall of Fame trainer, Freddie Roach. He's got to be very proud of what he saw from the King, Callum Walsh, in that opening round. The statement has been made.
It has, but look at Callum right now. He's so composed, so calm. Doesn't look like he's going to come out here and get crazy. He knows that he belongs here and that he's going to finish this fight. And that's the confidence you need from a killer.
Absolutely. 23 years old, Callum Walsh. Not your typical 23-year-old up-and-coming boxer. We've seen that time and time again. Action here in round number 2. Underway, our main event again. Callum Walsh taking on Carlos Ortiz. TJ DeSantis, Pro Gonzalez, live tonight on UFC Fight Pass for Tom Loeffler's Hollywood Fight Nights.
His left hook is amazing. He's got a beautiful, his right hook, his lead hook is beautiful. And Robles is susceptible to that lead hook upstairs because of his stance and the way he likes to come in and throw. When he throws his left hand, he tends to square off a little bit and is susceptible to the side hook.
Freddie Roach looking on here.
But Callum has a fantastic story. You know, he was 18 years old. He lost the qualifier for the Olympics. COVID hits.
Oh, another hard left hand by the King.
Olympics were delayed. Didn't know what to do. He said he was partying and depressed and not doing it. Left boxing after that loss. Finally made his way back found a way to get to the U.S. where his dad was, slept on his dad's couch for 6 months, walked into Freddie Roach's gym.
Down again is Ortiz. Callum Walsh
is money tonight.
Landing once again. Ortiz back up. Jack Reese laying in the count. Can Ortiz continue? We will find out. Back underway.
So clean.
Oh my, the King landing again. Another left hand. Ortiz down, that's a wrap. It is done. King Callum Walsh, 11-0 with the knockout here tonight. He shines once again in Hollywood Fight Nights.
What a spectacular performance for a very dangerous opponent in front of him. Fantastic
Living up to the hype, Pro Gonzalez. When you have Dana White in the UFC Fight Pass behind you, there's a lot of pressure, but cool as a cucumber. The King gets it done once again.
And I don't even know if he understands what he's doing. He's creating a pathway that no other fighter has done. Not in boxing, certainly not in MMA. He has created his own pathway here, and he is setting the tone for the future of boxing. Incredible performance.
A performance he should really be proud of. Let's take a look at how this one ended. Ortiz on wobbly legs. Walsh plants him.
Oh my God, it was the accuracy and the crispness of his strikes. And that's the repetition, the hard work, the years of hard work that have showcased tonight and how beautiful his strikes are.
He's been doing it since he was 6 years old, and all of that time and effort paying off as he shines once again. You can look here at Carlos Ortiz, unable to continue after getting dropped.
That's how hard Callum hits. beautiful performance.
Absolutely.
It was a beautiful performance. This was a very dangerous and game opponent. He did not have an answer for anything that Callum Walsh brought tonight.
Yeah, and we talked about the storm that Ortiz brought to this fight, and we thought that maybe Callum Walsh would have to weather that storm early, but it was an Irish storm, if you will, as Callum Walsh came in.
He set the pace. He controlled and set the range that he fought at, and landed and found his home for his strikes. And as soon as he did, it was his show all night long.
Absolutely, and he's had a homecoming on his mind. He wants to fight in Ireland, and with another performance like that where he shines, I mean, they're going to be excited in Cork for the return of the King, should it come soon. And the belt stays with Callum Walsh, the crown on his head, the flag on his back. What can you say about this young man, Pearl? He's doing everything he needs to.
He's deserving. He's putting in the work, and is very deserving of his success and all that his future holds for him.
Absolutely. Very bright future for the King, Callum Walsh, about to be crowned our winner in our main event once again. It'll be the 11th win of his professional boxing career, the 9th by way of knockout, and a night to remember for a long time to come for King Callum Walsh. All right, to make this one official, we will go inside the ring to Matt Perino.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bout comes to a halt at 1 minute 50 seconds into round number 2. Declare the winner by knockout and still the WBC Continental America's welterweight champion, King Callum Walsh.
Well, there he is, King Callum Walsh, getting it done once again on this career marathon, getting you ready for the big showdown this Friday as he defends his title once again in his return to his native Ireland. The undefeated King Callum Walsh, he's been shining very brightly under the bright lights here on UFC Fight Pass, and he did so once again in that last fight with Carlos Ortiz, getting the stoppage in round number 2. Hey, everybody, I'm TJ DeSantis, hanging out with you today on this career marathon of Callum Walsh, getting you ready for the big showdown coming up this Friday. It's going to be an early one. I love when we get to kick off, a busy fight weekend with, a non-traditional fight time, and that's what we're getting. I mean, I love mid-afternoon fight cards. I definitely love early morning fight cards, and it's mid-afternoon on the East Coast when this is starting, but I guess early afternoon on the East Coast when this one's starting. Morning, though, here on the West Coast. Let's get you all the information you need to know. Callum Walsh returns defending his WBC Continental America's Super Welterweight Championship against the top-ranked Polish fighter in Runowski. Again, it is live and exclusive on UFC Fight Pass. Just part of an exciting night or exciting week of action. It's a weekend, but it feels like a week. We got a week worth of content, I'll tell you that. Tonight we've got Karate Combat headed your way. Tune in for that one. But we've got Cage Warriors early on Friday morning. That will give way to Walsh versus Runowski in Ireland. LFA going to be headed your way later that evening. Cage Warriors back in action on Saturday. Cage Fury going to be putting on a show on Saturday as well. And we will round out the weekend here with Fury FC 96. It is the biggest no-brainer in all of combat sports. Sign the QR code right now on your screen. Get signed up for UFC Fight Pass. It's got the world's largest combat sports library, plus over 200 live events. And as we've outlined today, not just MMA. I mentioned Karate Combat is headed your way coming up on Friday. We just saw a whole bunch of boxing from Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions. We only focused on one guy, King Callum Walsh, who again's back in action live on Friday. But they've got a ton of athletes you should keep your eyes on. Omar Trinidad is one of them. Sugarcane Sandoval, the KO King from Sacramento, always must-see TV. Sign that QR code right now. Sign up today. Get a nice little sweet deal on a year's worth of UFC Fight Pass. And if you didn't scan the code, just head over to UFCFightPass.com and get hooked up right there. All right, we've done a lot at looking about Callum's career over the course of this marathon. Time to catch up with the King now as he gets us ready for his fight coming up on Friday. So we'll close out his career marathon with some words regarding his next fight here, which, again, is Friday, 12:30 Eastern p.m., and then it's 9:30 a.m. here on the West Coast. But now we go to the king, Callum Walsh, to talk about his upcoming fight. Thanks for joining us here on this marathon. I'm TJ DeSantis. We'll see you next time right here on UFC Fight Pass.
The number 1 ranked guy from Poland. He's never been stopped before. He's never been finished. He only has 2 losses, 22 wins. And I'm looking forward to going home to Ireland and being the first person to knock him out. Yeah, this is what I've been waiting for my whole pro career. I've always represented the Irish in every fight, no matter where I fought. I'm a proud Irish man, and I always will be. And I fight over here, in LA, I fought in New York, Boston. It's hard for the Irish people to get out there. Even there is a lot of Irish out here, but for the young kids, the people that follow me from back home, people that work jobs, that can't make it. Now I'm going home for these people, the people that support me from back there that can't make it all the way out here. I know it's hard, I've been back there working, and you can't get out to these places, so going back there and putting on a show at home is very important to me, for those people. I don't think there's much different. Last time I competed, I got a second round knockout, so fuck it, I'll take that all day. I'll be looking for that the next time. But I'm always learning, I'm always getting stronger. I'm getting older, I'm 23. I'm not even a grown man yet, I'd say. Well, I am, I'd say, but there's a bit more strength to come. I'm filling out more. I'm getting stronger all the time, and I'm just looking for knockouts always. I don't want to be a boxer that's in there moving, tapping around. Nobody wants to watch that shit. People want to see fights like tonight, like Tabitha's fight. 2 people going at it. You know what I mean? Non-stop, and that's what I enjoy doing. And if I have to do that for 10 rounds in the next fight, I'll be there for 10 rounds to do it, and just give the fans exactly what they pay for. I never watch my opponents. I don't care about them at all. The thing is, I want to be the best in the world. If I want to be the best in the world, I have to fight the best. I have to go through any of them. I have to be ready to fight anyone, anywhere. Anytime. I have to be ready. And I know for a fact, when I'm at my best, it does not matter who's standing across from me. It doesn't matter whether there's the opponent changed 10 seconds before the fight. I'll beat anybody once I'm ready to fight. And all I know about this guy is he's the number 1 ranked in Poland. He's the number 1 fighter out of Poland, and we're going to have a good fight. But I am going to knock him out. Yeah, I think a lot of people underestimate me because I'm so young. I probably look young. He's probably looking at me thinking, I'm just some young fella that he's just going to fight. He's been in there with some big names, and they couldn't finish him. So he's probably looking at me thinking, how is he going to finish me? And I think he's gonna feel the power early. He's going to underestimate how much power actually in my hands. They all do, until I hit him, and that's the end of it. It's like, so hopefully it happens like that next time too. And I think he's going to be tough. I think he's going to be tough, but I think he's not going to be. I'm going to be a lot bigger, a lot stronger, especially fighting it. I'm going to be big, so I don't think he's going to be able to take the power. Yeah, I just always want to thank everybody for the support. I want to thank everybody that's watching my fights. Everybody that's going to show up to the Tree Arena in Dublin. I just want to say thank you to everybody. It wouldn't be possible without the fans, without the support. And everybody should watch these fights because this show is going to be run exactly like a UFC event. No, not like any other boxing event where you're watching 10 shit fights and then you get the main event, which is good. You're going to have back-to-back all-action fights, and we're going to put on the best show. Dana White's coming. We're going to put on the best show, the best boxing show that's ever been in Ireland, and I look forward to headlining.